Yes, everyone, you know what time it is. It's your boy Jack, and sorry, the mic is.
I thought you forgot my name there for a minute, Jacko.
The intro.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so guys, welcome back to the Irish Hotspur with your boys Dave and Jack. As always, we always have a riot here on these watch-alongs, good or bad, so hopefully you're entertained, and most of all, you join in with us, keep giving us your thoughts in the chat and stuff like that. But look, Jack, let's get into it. As always, we
Yeah.
start off with you going through the lineups, we give our thoughts, and then we'll welcome some people in.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful sunny on the cover this time. Spurs are definitely, as they should, be milking his return to the lineup. And we have Vicario in goals, Emerson Royale, Emergo, those who have been defending him for a long time. Let's hope that he puts in a good defensive performance today. Just need him to be solid, kind of filling in for our Pedro Porro, who is out injured for maybe a couple of weeks. And Romero is at right-sided center back as per usual with Van de Ven, and Ben Davies comes into the lineup. Controversial there because I actually really liked David's suggestion when it came to the fact that we could go with Dragishin maybe at right back, move Emerson Royale to left back, which of course isn't ideal, but we still, I think, have something that you can work with there that is a bit more defensively solid, because against Crystal Palace, I just feel like Ben Davies just really was, just not the same player as he is when he plays at center back. When he's at center back, he looks a bit more solid defensively, a bit better on the ball, but at left back, I've just not seen good performance from him kind of recent years. But we do have one and only Pop Matasar and Basuma, the man with the best haircut in the team at this moment in time, coming into the team at the number 6 position, and Madison. So I really like that midfield. Kulusevski, Dave, he's getting picked once again at right wing, and Richarlison's up front, and Sonny taking the captaincy again, actually not again. Sorry, this is the first time since he's gotten back. Right now, he's taking the captaincy, starting the game. I think he took it when he came off the bench, but nice to see him starting. Nice to see him on the cover here. We have in terms of the bench, we have Brandon Austin, Dragishin, Skip, Hoiberg, Bentancur, Lo Celso finally makes his return. Brian Hill, Werner, and Brendan Johnson. So we actually have a lot of players to work with there for the most part when it comes to the midfield, and actually when it comes to the attack as well.
No, look, I've got a lot of points to make, so I'm going to be very quick because I do want to welcome people in and stuff like that. Look, when it comes to Vicario, just quickly, the fact that Fraser Forrest was out with the fractured foot and Brandon Austin is the guy to come in because Josh Keeley's out on loan. We can't afford any injury to Vicario whatsoever, so got to keep him safe at all costs. In terms of Emerson, I'm absolutely buzzing he's been given the nod today. I think, he's absolutely solid defensively when you're talking about a squad player that you can rely on. I think he's absolutely Mr. Reliable, so good to see him in there. I think the right call was made about keeping Van de Ven in the middle. You look at Hwang, you look at Sarabi, who scored against us last time, and Pedro Neto, lightning quick. They're going to look to exploit that. You have to keep Van de Ven's pace there. That nullifies that, so I'm okay with that. My big problem is with Ben Davies coming in at left back. If it was at centre back, I might have a slight different opinion. But at left back, he got rinsed against Fulham in the Carabao Cup and was poor progressing the ball out from the back as well. And Van de Ven spent most of the night covering him. Same against Crystal Palace when he played left back. And last week off the bench at left back, he wasn't that great either. So I have slight concerns about that. If I was Gary O'Neill, I'd put Pedro Neto straight on there and say, every time you get that ball, run at the guy, because it's what Davies will not like. That concerns me a little. I think Dragison's hard done by. Midfield, spot on, no complaints there. Going into the forward line, delighted to see Kulusevski retain his place, especially the way the game's going to be for the first 50, 60 minutes. Brendan Johnson is better, in my opinion, as an impact sub. Sonny back in, absolutely buzzing, world class, no more to say about there. And I was saying to you, Jacko, before, that Richarlison, the video of Richarlison walking in, looks like he's got his hair re-dyed, and he looks absolutely fresh and ready to go. So hopefully that translates in him feeling good and also scoring good. That would be nice. And for the last point, that bench. Look at the options we got off the bench today. Werner, Johnson, either side or up front if you want to freshen it up. You've got Bentancur to come into the midfield. I was going to say Lo Celso, but I'll say that at a stretch. So, it's good to see that we sort of have some options in that regard. But yeah, I'm genuinely happy with it. And look, I do hope Ben Davies has a worldie. I know people are going to say, Dave, stop being a hater. I'm not. I'll just go off the evidence that I've seen. But I do hope he puts in a good performance there because we bloody need him.
Just quickly on why I'm also kind of sad to see the Dragon not in the lineup or in the starting lineup today is because Sonny, I think in that interview, sort of said that he didn't really approach him or something straight away, or he was intimidated. I think he said to approach Dragic because he's so large and like just so
Did you
intimidating,
see the
like
footage?
in general. And I found that hilarious because like it's not like Sonny's like the smallest of guys, or it's not like he's not embarrassed, a ton of intimidating defenders. So I just found that funny, like kind of in general. So I was like, let's throw this Dragon in here. Maybe he might offer a bit more of an intimidation factor alongside Romero on that right side. But we do have Emerson Royale as well. He's perfectly handsome, perfectly intimidating for us to work with. But let's see what Ben Davies does. And at times, Ben Davies, as we know, can surprise people. I think like I said earlier, I think he's shown some good performances at center back. Just left back, different story for me. Yeah.
Just quickly, Jack, did you see the footage of Dragusin in training during the week when they have the band round them and they have to like sprint and the whole idea is to have someone on the back pulling for a bit of resistance, right? Everyone else is sort of doing it, and Dragusin is just pulling. I can't remember who it was, but he's just pulling them along. It's absolutely hilarious, absolutely brilliant. But go on, Jacko. Let's welcome some people in so that we can get in nice and set up for kickoff, my man.
Let's do it. We have Big Davey Hall in the house. Good to see David, member of the David Army. Slips 128's in the house too. Good to see you, sir. Mark is in the house, member of the Mark Army. Big up to you. Also a member as well, so big up to you, Mark. Really appreciate the support. Warrior Without a Master is in here. He wants a lot of attacking football. Paul Connor, cannot believe Davies is in the starting lineup. Was hoping to see Dragon with Van de Ven out on the left, so slightly different to what you wanted, but he wanted to see the Dragon as well in the lineup today. Big up to you, Paul Connor. We have Par Miguel Escobardo. Big up to you, Vamos Spurs. And we have Love Happy. Big up Love Happy. Looper Cow. And Dark Sun G says, what an offensive bench. What an offense and what an offensive bench. We have Coy. We have Come On You Spurs. Only one defensive sub, though. I think that's right, Dark Sun G. I was thinking about that. In terms of the midfield, I think we have options. Højbjerg, Bentancur, Lo Celso, Skip, if you're a Skip fan by chance, and I don't believe you are, Dark Sun G, but those are options there. Brian Hill, Werner, Johnson, also decent options in terms of the forward areas as well. And now you look at the defense, though. Only Dragusin is really the only defensive choice that we can go with there. So he'll have to potentially someone needs some rest or something. I'm curious where he'll fit in and how he'll fit in. But I wanted to see him in today, Dark Sun G, and actually see more Ben Davies as that utility sub. But I guess he's being used as a utility starter instead. But definitely agree with you on the bench.
Yeah, a bit like defensively. That's why we need everyone to have a good game, right? I do feel like we've probably missed a trick not playing Dragusin, especially from set pieces. I think it would have been a massive help from us. No Dorrington, of course, because he's out with his hamstring injury, isn't he? So we're a bit light in that regard.
Iceman says Dragon versus Davies in that video. He took Davies for a walk.
That's who it was, yeah.
Skunkworks, good to see you in the house. Really appreciate your support as well as a member. Iceman, now I see you in the house as well. Good to see you as a member as well as saying it's game day. Pump for today. Here's hoping for a nice, easy win. 3-1. Come on, you Spurs. Once again, it's that 3-1. It's Faz Radfar's favorite, Iceman. Martin Knightsbridge is in the house as well. Good to see you, Martin Knightsbridge. Oi, oi, boys. It's game day. Come on, you Spurs. Good to see you, Martin. Hopefully you're having a nice Saturday. Sean Johnston's in here too. Yeah. What do you have to say to Martin?
Just quickly, Martin, give us an update on the mother, and also give us an update on Tyler as well. How's he recovering now from that back surgery? Fully recovered? Let us know, my man.
Let us know, Martin. And like I said, hopefully you're having a good weekend though so far, my man. Hopefully Spurs make it a little bit better as well. Sean Johnston says, massive game, Dave, today. Another must-win. Fancy 3-0 to Spurs and another goal for Sarr Toure. I like your attitude on the Sarr man, Sean Johnston. Also, Sean Army, quite strong. You have to admit, definitely have to, alongside the Mark Armies and the David Armies. David Shire, though, absolute legend of the David Army, member for 6 months, elite member. Really appreciate your support, sir. He says, have a great call, Dave and Jack. Come on, you Spurs. We'll try our best here, Dave. But as per usual, usually we'll just be all over the place. At one moment, we're just cheering for joy. In the next, we're pretty much just, going across the whole 11, reading them, their rights, as, as Spurs players. And but it's just how it is, talking in front of
You certainly
everybody
do write
while
your
the
own
game is
full of
going on,
thoughts
and
there.
even the way we play. It's hard to manage, but we'll give it our best. Appreciate you, David.
My doctor has recommended me to stop doing the watch along. She reckons it'd be better for my health, But look, it's the emotional roller coaster, right? I'm
Yeah,
here
yeah.
for it. I absolutely love it, Davey. And look, win or lose, I think we always have a good time. But just in the end, when you come off it, you're demotivated for the weekend because you've lost. So hopefully we come out the right side. But look, one thing for sure is we'll all ride this emotional roller coaster together. And I was saying to Jack beforehand, hopefully it's a good one today. Hopefully it's just nice and easy. But look, that's why they call it the beautiful game. It never is.
And with Tottenham Hotspur, it never seems to be. It's just how it is. It's what we signed up for here, David. Big up to you, sir. Really appreciate your support. Tony Rodriguez, good to see you in the house. We have DB. Good to see you, DB. Really appreciate you, sir. We have AE as well in the house. Edwardson. If we don't beat these idiots at least 3-0, then you can sue me. Well, okay. Rhythmic Renegade, good to see you. Love the name. Big up, lads. 2-1 Spurs win. Coys. Dave Janola's in here, too. Good to see you, Dave Janola. Dark Sun G. Spurs has Sun as the main, while Wolves has Wang Hee-chan. Dark Sun G. They're trying to... I think it's the Korean derby, pretty much, in this case, between the two Korean elite forwards. Also... in terms of just statistics, right? Two of the most elite, like sort of, finishers, right? When it comes to chances put in front of them, like Sonny and Huang, at least this season, have been some of the deadliest guys with kind of some of the fewest chances. They've been some of the most efficient, or whatever stat it was, right? When it comes to bearing the goals in front of them. So there's that kind of battle with this too. But Dark Sun G, again, I must mention, I feel like Wang Hee-chan probably has a good record against Spurs, whereas Sonny not as much against Wolves. So let's hope he turns it around.
Yeah, look, Sonny, what is it? We've saying that all game, 10 games without a goal. Hopefully he puts that to rights, in the first opening stages of the game. Huang, though, Jack, he's a good move. His movement in the box is very good. When I've watched him and I've watched Match of the Day and stuff like that, he always finds himself, in the right position for a bouncing ball or a breaking ball. They need to stay switched on to him and make sure he's covered inside that box. He is a fox in the box. Keep him marked.
Definitely. Love it, Dark Sunji. And I like Sonny in
I
the
don't want
cover.
him scoring, though.
I haven't seen Wong's picture in the cover, but I feel like Sonny's probably, outdone him, as he probably does everybody. Even in that interview, Dark Sunji, the lighting that he had that Spurs put on him, I mean, it was just, very wonderful lighting on our man Sonny. He looked terrific in that interview. Cross-legged as well. Just, he was just... It's probably the models, shooters, the guys who take the pictures probably showed up just, while he was doing that interview. I wouldn't doubt it. Good to see Black Wolf in the house. Good to see Rudy Toot, Sean Maddox. Really appreciate you, Shawnee Maddox. Morning, boys. I'm not feeling Davies at left back, but I trust our boys to get the job done. Probably need to be upgraded though in the summer. Yeah, we were actually just speaking in the back end about maybe Anthony Robinson, Ayat Nouri, those sort of kind of guys to maybe look at this summer there. Shawnee Maddox, but appreciate the support, sir. Andrew Bailey, Aviation, good to see you. We have Alaskan Hotspur, big up guys, fired up for the game. Our midfield is back, looking for a fast start. We have actually the privilege of picking between some solid midfielders now, the Alaskan Hotspur. I'm not sure if you remember the days or if you tried to forget the days of Sissoko, Winks, injured, Lo Celso's, and Ndombele when he didn't want to play or not, and it was kind of actually blessing when we finally brought Højbjerg into the team. But those were some dark days when it came to the midfield and what we had to pick from, and it's a lot better now. It's definitely a lot better now. Big up Darius, big up David, Jack, and everyone in the chat. Predictable lineup. I'll stick to a 4-1 Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. I love it. Tyler's in here. Why Davies instead of Dragishin? Shake my head. Dave, do you think most people want a Dragishin, or do you think it was a bit split? I mean, there are a lot of people who like Ben Davies and trust his faculties. Like I said, I trust him, more kind of at center back. It's a very different story with me at left back. But there are a lot of Ben Davies fans out there.
Look, I think most people are where you were at with that, Jack. He's probably better off as a centre back. I think many people are aware that his legs are gone at left back. They were gone back when Jose Mourinho was playing him there. That's why he brought Reguilon in to play him there. Let's not forget that. That's why we've signed a Doji, because he cannot play there any longer. But look, at the end of the day, as much as I'm not a fan of his, there's no point of me sitting here crying and moaning about it. He's in the starting lineup. I just got to get behind it. Hopefully, he has a whirl, and he's going to be here to the end of the season. So, look, I just hope it doesn't become costly today. That's all. That's all I hope. Um, could you sit here and say has Ange got that wrong? You could, but look, I'd argue we got taken off Kulu wrong last week, but Johnson went and scored the winner, right? So, look, let's just see how it plays out. Like Jack said sort of earlier on, he's put in some okay games this season to a decent level where he hasn't cost you. I think Newcastle, when he got back to clear one off the line and stuff like that, it was okay that day. We can get that Ben Davies, we'd be okay today. But it is a big concern. If I was Gary O'Neill, that's the side I'd be pumping all game long personally. Let's wait and see how it plans out, though.
No. Big up to Tyler, big up to the Big T. And he also is gunning to take my spot in the fantasy, if I'm not mistaken. He's really coming after me. So at least he's been planning out his takeover. John Fitzpatrick, come on, you Spurs, come on, you Spurs, come on, you Spurs, coys. Big up to you, Johnny. Good to see you in the house, and really do appreciate the support, my man. We also have Joseph in here. Good to see you, Joseph. Hopefully you're keeping well. We have Jeff in the house. Good to see Jeff. Horn Dog is in here.
You're way behind. We're way behind. We're never going to catch up on it.
Tony W., good to see you as well. Scooter Reacts, really appreciate you, Scooter Reacts. Morning, Dave and Jack in chat. Big ups, was hoping Dragishin would start, but he's gone with the safe bet in Davies. 3-1 Spurs win. King Huddle's in here as well. Big up to you, King Huddle. Dirty Sanchez, good to see you. Robbie Wallace, big up, David Jack. Hoping for a sunny brace today. Good to see you. K32, good to see you as well. And we also have Dark Sun G saying, this is the first Korean derby when both Koreans have been on fire.
He's absolutely pumped for it, Jacko. He's absolutely pumped for it. And he's dying for Wang to score and then Sonny to score the winner. But I'm against that. Me and Dark Sunji usually take like, we have done for quite some time. But on this one, I'm sorry, Dark Sunji. I have to shatter the dream, man. I can't have Wang scoring. I want a clean sheet. I want it for Big Vic's confidence. I want it for that back four's confidence as well. But look, if you're a Korean fan, it's a great day. I know as an Irish guy, I love seeing two Irish players go head to head. I'm seeing how they're getting on and keeping an eye on them. I completely get it, but I do not want Wang scoring today. Hopefully today, Dark Sunji, he's not fire, he's water, my man.
I've heard so many 4-1s. I see Gabriel 1 with a 4-2 there, Dark Sunji. I see Yano 71 with a 3-2. I'm seeing a lot of 3-1s, as well, like from K32 as well, Dark Sunji. I mean, that does imply that Wong is probably going to score, at least to some people's predictions, and Spurs are going to come out with the win. I told you, worst case scenario, though, really. Or maybe not total worst case scenario, but not great. It's like I said, Sonny, bogey team. Wolves have been a bogey team for Sonny, and I feel like Wang Hee-chan has scored against us on a couple of occasions. So what happens if he scores, but then Sonny doesn't, but then we still get the win? I'm curious how you feel about that one, Dark Sunji. Definitely, you'll take the 3 points and you'll move on for sure. Definitely think that. Big up, Dark Sunji. SOF, good to see you as well. Hopefully you're keeping well. Sam K, Al Jennings, like I said, Yano 71, Seven's in here too.
Absolute bore.
Nacho 17, absolute bore legend. But yeah, I think for the most part,
I think you've actually done a good job.
Yeah, I think Ripsy 85, can't miss him. Good to see you, Ripsy 85. Hopefully you're keeping well. But everybody, if you can for us, smash the like button. Keep getting your comments in throughout the watch along. Feel free to join us in this roller coaster. Thanks for picking us as your watch along destination. Kamikaze, good to see you as well. Shemtan, hopefully you're keeping well. But Dave, any words ahead of this game? I mean, is it going to be a routine win? That would be nice. You're not expecting it, though, with Spurs of late, but that's, I think, what we're kind of secretly praying for. And, of course, 3 points is really what we want if we want to take ourselves seriously at all. But, yeah, people are going for, 3 points.
Yeah, look, I think it's got to be 3 points. There can't be any excuses. Can't use the fullbacks being out injured as an excuse. Can't be using this is a transitional season as an excuse. We're in the mix for top 4. We now have to go for it. This is the business end coming up. We've got some favourable games now where we need to put the points on the board. Further down the line, we've got Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool and West Ham, all in a very congested fixture period. I think Newcastle as well are in there somewhere as well. Oh, no, we played them twice. But it's all in a very condensed sort of time, and that's going to be a very tricky period. And don't forget, you've probably got the Chelsea game that was supposed to be played next weekend that's postponed. That's going to be put further back in and around that period as well. So these are the period. This is the period now where we can really make top four for ourselves this season, pick up the points by hook or crook, and put them on the board. I also wanted to sort of say that, look, this is by no means going to be an easy game. We will have to earn the right here to play. We seen last time out, although they bet us 2-1 and they scored 2 late goals. You go back and look at the game, they pummeled us all game. They had 20-odd shots on our goals. They could have really put us to the sword a lot earlier than that in terms of their counter. But hopefully Papa Matasar is the key today, stopping the fluidity of them counters. He was able to do it at Brighton at times. But I feel like at times, Jack, he's the only one that's able to do it, and he needs help in that regard. We are so far off where we were at the first 10 games of the season, and that's why a lot of these games are becoming tricky sort of games. If we could get back to the heights, and hopefully today, the fact that we've had players that have had a couple of games back from injury, players that have had a couple of games back from their international tournaments and they're back in the lineup, hopefully today we can get that fluidity back, in terms of possession going forward that we had in the first 10 games. But also, the key to turning the ball over and to the way we were in the first 10 games is that press. Everybody went, and Jack, I'm always talking about with you, the whole forward line went, the fullbacks went, and 1 or 2 of the midfielders went. And when they tried to play them short balls into the midfield, we turned it over, and that's why we were able to pin teams back for large periods. I'd also add, the last couple of games, that fast start that we're so used to getting off to for the first 5-10 minutes, pinning teams back, we haven't been able to do that. Get back to the basics today. Get that fast start, 10 minutes, where we're sitting in there half trying to create something. Let's see what we can do. And if we do, go and kill the game off. Don't sit back and rest back like we've seen. Go and kill the game off while you're on top. And then from there, work in the rest of the elements of the games that we've been missing if we want to get back to the first 10 games. But look, big game today. Let's bloody go. Let's put the 3 points on the board, Jack. I'm pumped, man.
Absolutely terrific, speech before this game there here, Dave. And on a less serious note, I must say, while Dave was saying that, Peacock TV, by the way, Dark Sun G, they are really milking the Korean derby ahead of this. They really are, because they were panning to so many Korean fans, in the stadium ahead of this. And they never do that usually. I think they just sort of, just go to any sort of Spurs fan. But they were going to a lot of Korean fans ahead of this game, which I found very funny. But Dave, I'm gonna get a glass of water ahead of this. Do you mind?
No, walk away.
I don't know. I'm sorry to, you took the best.
No, work away,
lad.
Work away.
Incredible, inspiring speech before this, but yeah.
Work away.
Okay.
But guys, get your questions in. Is there anything that you think I haven't discussed or that Jack hasn't, brought up that we need to hit on before the game? Let us know in the comment section below. But look, I will go into the midfield and the forward line. I think that midfield of Papa Matasar, Basuma, and Madison is actually undefeated as a trio this season, which has to say something, right? So hopefully that balance then is the correct balance today. That will be the springboard to that victory. So I'm very happy with that midfield. And I do think Basuma deserves the opportunity. When it comes to Rodrigo Bentancur, he has not, because he set the bar so high before he got injured. Since he's come back, we're not used to seeing these level of performances for him. And we're saying, they've way dropped off from where they were, which theoretically is true. But he has not played well the last, 4 or 5 games. And I do think, it's going to take him a little bit longer to maybe get up to full speed of where we were. And maybe there's an element of us rushing him back because it was a needs must. No Sarr, no Basuma, no Madison for a period. So maybe we've brought him back early and he's feeling the effects of that. So I do think Basuma is deserving of the opportunity today. But for me, I want to see him get back to the way he started off the season. He started off the season on fire and for a period was one of the best midfielders in the world the way he was playing. But that slowly sort of dropped off. His influence was declining. He has to get back to that to be able to nail down and maintain this spot for me. Going into the forward areas, I think that's our best forward line out there. And I've always argued this. Richarlison down the middle, Son off the left, Kulu off the right. Why I think Kulu started over Brennan Johnson's heroics last week is because Kulu, in the early stages, he will battle hard. He'll track back if needed, if the game isn't going in the right direction the way we want it. But also, he is very, very good at holding up the ball and driving Tottenham forward, winning us throw-ins, getting us up into the opposition half. And when you've got like Son on the left hand side who's good at you, ideally you want to get him straight down the sides in behind or on the ball in a bit of space. Kulu offers that different alternative, and it's badly needed. Richarlison missed an absolute sitter against Brighton. Hopefully that doesn't happen today. Hopefully he comes back with 2 goals and say, look guys, I'll make up for the game at Brighton. There's 2 on the board today. But for me, okay, it's a blow about the full-backs. And we all have our different opinions. You know, some people won't even agree with us on Emerson, right? Mm-hmm. But the reality is the spine of that team, Vicario, the centre-backs, the midfield, and the forward line is very, very strong. And I think today there should be no excuses. We should get away with it. So hopefully that is the case. And then we have Al Ben. He's changed the picture. Big up, Al Ben. He says, line up. Need one player on the verge of world class.
I'd argue Sonny right now is, you know, to me, especially in the form that he's been in,
outside of that.
I think he's on world-class form, but we need another one on the verge of world-class for me, Alban. Definitely need another one. And Dave and I, if you were there for the pre-match build-up, I'm not sure if you were around for that one, but Dave and I really were sort of, I'm hopefully not mistaken, I think in agreement that someone like a Pedro Neto actually on the opposition here would be somebody for the future who's kind of could be in a couple of years. He's already a terrific player right now, don't get me wrong, but in a couple of years he could be that player on the verge of being world class, or at least in that elite bracket of sort of most of the Premier League wingers, right, and maybe European football in general. So I would look at Pedro Neto because I think he could fill in on that right side, bring a lot of competition over there, and then if he needs to eventually kind of fill in on the left, you know, for Sonny too, I think he could definitely do that.
No, look, 100% I agree with you, Jack. And, you know, it doesn't even need to be a striker. You know, I think Richarlison is okay. I do think you need one more. You either need a young and hungry guy or you need someone in and around his age that can, you know, help provide the goals. And even if Richarlison was scoring 30, even when you had Harry Kane, I always campaigned you need a second option there. So we definitely need that. But I agree with you, Jack. We need another world-class player, or a player that's just on the brink of becoming world-class and just needs to take that next step up to a club from Wolves to like Tottenham, like a Pedro Neto, to really announce himself. You know, a lot of clubs are looking at Netos, which should tell us everything we need to know. But I completely agree with you. You've got Maddison there. You've got Papa Matasar, who is a lot better on the ball than what people give him credit for. Son off the left. You get that other person on the right, or you have that other option. Richarlison will bang more goals than what he is this season, but also will create a lot more chances and will kill teams off. You know, right now I'd argue we're actually being more or less very, very clinical with the sort of chances we are creating. So I definitely agree with that. I definitely think we need a Pedro Neto type. We always need 2 world-class players in that forward line. We had it with Kane and Son for years, and we need someone else to come in with Son. But also, Son's getting on in age. You know, we need to start thinking of the long-term successor for Son, and bringing Pedro Neto in under his wing would be very, very ideal. Love Pedro Neto. I think it'd be a fantastic signing if we could pull that one out of the bag.
Really appreciate the support, Alban, and I think I'm in agreement with you in terms of getting another, you know, close to, or at least on the verge, like you say, there, world-class player. But game's about to get started.
I just think it'll elevate us into winning things, or at least challenging properly.
Right.
I think this season, when we have missed a Maddison or a Son, we haven't had that other player that can step up in terms of that creativity role. Pedro Neto will give you that. But the game is underway here, everybody. Wolves are playing in this horrible kit.
Tyler saying the atmosphere is electric already ahead of this game. That's nice to see, Tyler. No light show needed. Anthony Taylor's letting that go already. Dark Sun G, I'm telling you, Dark Sun G's spot on. Worst referees here. Oh, lovely bit of skill from Richarlison and Kulusevski.
Maddison, get out to Sonny. Yes.
Sonny, cutting inside. Squares it to Maddison. Nice ball to Rich. Can we get a Rich? Oh. Whipped it in. Was he whipping it into Embergoat? Or no, Embergoat was overlapping, I think. Sorry.
I'd love to see one of them assist the other today. That'd be brilliant. Good ball by Rich. Oh, good run.
Sorry, it was Sonny who he was looking for.
That was a good ball. Sonny should have maybe gambled and went to attack
Yeah,
that.
he kind of stood still there.
He was in the right area. If he got there before Killman, which he was ahead of him,
Lovely bit of skill from Richie on the
yeah, what a
touchline.
ball. What a ball to Coot. Oh, so they allow him to make a challenge on our defender, which is a fee, and he stops us from taking the corner to go and have a word with Papa Matasar. What is his deal?
Not even that. Like, I feel like they never even stop it when Vicario is getting pushed around.
Yeah.
They never seem to stop it, but now the moment it happened to Saw. Madison.
Oh, come on, let's punish them here for that. Well done,
Basuma.
Sam. Or Basuma, well done.
Can he win another?
And again, well done.
Get there. Romero. Emergoat goes all the way back to the Vic.
Referee's already annoyed me. We're only 1 minute, 30 seconds in.
Mark is already saying so. Mark is already saying. Big up.
Come on,
Mickey Van de
Spurs.
Ven. Out wide to the
So
Matters.
good in the all white. Oh, good ball.
Davies picks up a good position there.
It's a Madison-esque position that was that Davies picked up there.
Well, sometimes like Saar and Madison, right, will drift super far out wide.
Do you know what? We look on it. The passing is nice and crisp so far. Even under a bit of pressure, it's good. Oh,
Romero really confident in Vic's first touch.
nearly gave it the commentator's curse there. Oh, great ball by Vic into Sar. Well held. No, who's that? Basuma. It's a sloppy pass.
It's ours, though.
Sar done brilliantly there under pressure to hold that up and lay it back off to Basuma. It's a good start by Tottenham. The passing is a lot more crisper than what it was at the start of the game last week.
Big up David Jones. Good to see you in the
Big up,
house.
Mr. Jones.
Never better than David Army.
We're growing. Strong.
Oh,
2024
good ball.
year. Oh, go on. Oh, Madison, let me
Great
slide.
ball.
Why don't players slide goalkeepers in that in them scenario?
You're a savage. The Ben Davies. Madison, great. Oh, Richie's getting dragged. Was it the right decision to leave that? Sonny? Ben Davies with a clearance. It was more of a clearance than a... Was that the right decision to leave it to Richie? I feel like Richie was already smothered.
I had to refresh my stream there. I didn't see that chance. That was a great tackle there by Emerson, though. Who's that down? Dawson. What's he crying for? Get up.
Yeah,
Davies going in for diving header.
That's what we've been missing, though, right? Like, Werner struggled to ever get like anything behind his crosses, like in that sort of manner.
Yeah, spot on, absolutely. And that was my biggest frustration with him. You know, great runs in behind and everything else, but it's like if you can't cross a ball, it's like well, it's pointless. You know, you may as well bring in Usain Bolt. Although he's retired now, who's the best sprinter in the world now? If anyone knows, let me know in the comments.
Maybe a bit of time wasting already from Wolves here.
Let's see if they add that
Remember,
on.
it's that tactic. Well done, Kulu. Well done, Kulu. Well done, Rich.
Have it, Sar.
Sar. It gets picked by Joao.
Sir! What? No way!
What?
It's
Sir!
crazy, Red.
He's just gotten absolutely mauled.
It's an effort.
That's insulting to Vicario. That's insulting.
Sarabia. How's that not a free kick?
He's just got pulled down. Sonny putting on the Jets.
Referee has given us absolutely nothing.
It's a little stretched in the beginning here. It's nice. Bit open. Not as cagey, I would say. It looks like Spurs are trying to score here in the first 10 minutes.
No, we are. We are trying. We're putting balls in the box and stuff. It's just, it'll come.
Good little openings. And like you said, passing is a bit crisp so far, but
yeah.
Pedro Neto on the left here.
Well, he does. It's a brilliant play by Neto against Romero. Well done, Basuma. Find the right pass. Great ball.
Richarlison getting mauled.
He's all over him.
I mean, geez.
Even his missus doesn't grab him like that.
Basuma and Richarlison both getting absolutely mauled.
What a sitter by who's that?
Chan. Wangi Chan.
Absolute sitter from 4 yards out. What an initial save by
Chan sitter. But what is going on with Taylor here? I mean, he's just Basuma and Richarlison just both getting mauled there.
He's pulled Richarlison to the ground.
He's just climbed on top of him.
Here we go. Punish him, Richie.
Not a great touch.
Oh, and he gives them the throw in as well.
Not a great touch.
Really winding
Just
me up.
climbed on top of Richarlison.
Oh, lucky Madison. It's all right,
Tyler
Richie.
saying
Looks like he's
Anthony
going to
Taylor
use
is
this
loving this.
Go on, Richie. Go on. Hunt them down. Go on, Kulu. There we are. This the press back. Here we go. Now Emmer go. Oh, no. That's brilliant play. He grips hold of him.
Big up, Lazy. Good to see you in the house, Nick. Hopefully you're keeping well this morning.
Come on,
Dumped
Nicky
snow
boy.
last night. Dumped snow last night. I bet on you. I bet your porch and everything is absolutely... I bet you can't even see anything on it. It's just covered in snow. Oh, what a win!
Don't you
Sar!
dare. Richie, have one.
Oh,
Richie!
Did he
Doesn't
slip?
catch it.
Get deflected? No, it's just terrible problem. Not a good one, Rich. Great win from Sar.
It's so annoying. Every time someone goes to take a shot for Tottenham, it slows down and then it speeds up again after the shot. I thought, I had flashbacks of Everton there, Jack, with Richie running at Wolves there. That shot from outside the box. What a save by Vic. How has Swang missed that? Oh, Lord. That's a sitter. O'Neill knows. He knows. Huang's in behind here again, though.
Well done, Emerson.
Wow, great play. What defending? That's aggression at its finest.
Out wide
Let's go, Benjamin.
to Davis.
Forward. Forward. Well done. Well done, Sonny. Basuma on the ball here now in the midfield. Sprays it out to Rombom in the lovely yellow boots for the rest as well. Emerson. Back to Romby. Romy, good ball into Pappy.
Sar.
Let's go.
Star boy.
Come on, Star boy. Onto the
Kulu.
big ginge. Back
Playing
to Sar.
back.
Give it to Emergot. He badly wants to assist Richie today. I can feel it. Pappy.
Nice. Into Basuma. Pat Matasar dictating.
I'm not sure
Doesn't
where
say
he was aiming there. I think maybe he was expecting Richarlison to spin off his man there, but sure, Richarlison had already showed for it to 4 feet, so poor decision by Sar. Oh, well done, Basuma. Jesus Christ, Ben Davies. He's not even making an effort to get back there. He's jogging.
Big up Ollie Freeman on the way home from work, he says. Big up Ollie.
Big up the free man. Hopefully you're keeping well, Ollie.
Making a big comeback I saw in the fantasy as well. Big up Ollie from what I remember last.
Is he? I may get back on it, so.
Big up Patty Higgins as well. I'm not sure if we said hello to Patty. Big up Patty.
Guys.
Big up Brett. Good to see you in the house.
Big up Brad as well. Papa Matt Sar. Wolves trying to get a bit of pressure on, and as soon as the ball goes into the midfield, I think that's the area they're going to focus on today. Not really pressing the back line. As soon as it goes into midfield, they're like flies. Jesus.
I mean, geez.
Well, thank fuck. Maybe he didn't know where he's supposed to
lovely
watch
from Rich. Oh, unlucky.
Good idea, though.
See, that's the thing. They don't really have much of a penalty presence.
Yeah. Oh, great tackle.
Wolves. Like, Wolves don't have much of a penalty presence. They sort of have to hit it in behind.
Good pressure. He's so far off. He's already thinking about running backwards. You twerp, move forward, Davies.
Come on, Vic.
That's the difference between him and Adoji. Adoji wants to go and win that ball. Davies is already thinking, oh, I better get back. Jesus Christ. Come on, Emma, go. It's embarrassing.
Van de Ven. Out wide to Sonny here on the left.
That's why Levy loves him. No risk. Come on, Sonny.
Nice
Good ball.
look for Richie in the middle there.
Need to be a bit more pace behind that pass by.
Good pressure. Mickey Van de Ven
Oh,
fouls, stops the counter from Wolves. Wolves, like I said, this is the thing. I'm more worried in kind of these counterattack scenarios for them because that's where they can hurt us. I'm not as worried when we have most of our defenders back because they don't really have any sort of real penalty presence.
Yeah, it's the counter. Yeah, you're spot on.
That being said, they
Well
can
done,
still
Ramon.
play in like a terrific ball. It's just less likely they score that way.
Wolves are starting to get a bit of a foothold in the game here a little
Yeah,
bit. I don't
definitely.
like this.
They're on the ball here in our half.
Dawson.
Dawson sprays it out wide.
Good switch of play. I didn't think he
Good
had that
switch of
in
play,
him.
yeah, all the way to Semedo here. Great one-on-one
Well done,
defending, though, with
Davies.
Davies. Sir!
Yep. We'll have that.
Well, good one-on-one from Davies there.
Yeah. Just give me a sec. I'm going to see if I got something else open in the background here.
Let me know if I can
Camera's
refresh
lagging
it.
and everything.
I can
No,
refresh
it's not. It's not only that. I'm looking on YouTube. My camera's lagging a bit as well. Just give me a second.
Emergoat. Into Pop. Richie, good touch. Oh. Richie wins it. Dawson clears. Romero sees it out of play, and there's the big edge standing right next to the round bomb. Love to see that. Ange looking sort of stoic as always in sort of a winter coat. He's gone for a navy winter coat by the looks of things.
Yeah, I did add something open in the background. Hopefully that sorts it now. Romero.
Out wide
Get it
to
out wide.
Mickey gets a lovely pass out wide to Sonny,
Come on,
hugging the
Sonny.
touchline here.
Space is where he killed him. Let's go, kid.
Plays out to
Great ball.
Davies. No, Madison, sorry.
Madison.
Madison.
Play it off.
Bit of sauce into Sonny here. Mickey Van de Ven really high up. Plays it into Matters.
Ball.
Basuma really.
Have one, bis.
Wolves
Oh,
so
great
deep.
ball by
They're so deep
Here we
here.
go.
Come on. Kulusevski.
Kulu.
Good ball in.
Oh, it's a good ball. It's all right, Pappy. Well done.
Davies.
Go on, Big Davies! Oh, he caught that one with some venom, Jacko.
Davies, sometimes he'll end up on the goal sheet in certain games. Yeah,
Well won by Papa Mansar.
Tyler says good rip. Tyler says good rip.
I wasn't too far away, lad.
It's a lovely souvenir for the Davies fans.
It's a good effort.
Oh, there's Martin Shivers.
Oh, yeah, he done the stadium tour with me, you, and Nick.
Yeah. The big number
big
9.
Up, by the way, big up, Nick, for that. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you, Nick, for that. And he's massive in person. Like, he looks like he could still do a job,
huge.
as like a number 9 for, anybody still to this day. Like, the guy looks massive.
Looking at his makeup and his hands and all, he could have been a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He's huge.
But he's
Couldn't believe
terrific in the
size of
air.
him.
Definitely a guy you could get it launched to.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, good header by Davies. Go on, Mads. Give it off to Basumi. You done all the hard work.
Gets picked.
Just give it to Basumi.
clean
He's
as
there.
well.
Give him go.
Neto one-on-one
Neto.
here. Whips it in.
It's a good ball. It's a very good
Picks
ball.
out Sarabia, I think.
Close it down. Don't let him
Nuri,
shoot.
top of the box. Cuts
him
inside.
shoot.
Right-footed.
Oh, what a save, Vic.
Vicario does very well. Reads him very well.
That was a great pass by Pedro Neto.
Yeah, he picked out Sarabia here.
It was perfect.
And it was a good. I mean, Madison did very well, but then just got picked in the middle of midfield, and it's just an easy counterattack for Wolves. And like I said, that's how they're going to hurt us today if they are going to score.
That's the annoying thing. You done all the hard work. Just lay it off to Basuma and go and get it again. That shit it's so avoidable.
Big up Black
You done
Wolf.
all the hard work. Just lay it off.
Black Wolf 1967 becoming a fan show member. Appreciate you, Black Wolf.
Come on, Black Wolf. Big up, my man. Hopefully we see you on the fan show. Have a conversation, my man.
Romero, the Rambam, looking here. Wolves,
Once we score one,
like a lot of
floodgates are
teams, just keeping it really tight in midfield. Really tight.
Yeah.
Nice little
Oh,
play
great
from
ball by
Pop
Sarr.
Mansar. Plays it over the top to Kulu.
Go on, Kulu.
Kulu squares
Does
him up.
well.
Well done. Holds it up.
Get it in,
Squares
Emerson.
it up to Nuri. Emerson. That's a foul, sir. All of this is
He
a
is
foul.
taking chunks out of him.
He's just hacking him down, ref. My God,
Oh,
Taylor.
my Lord. As soon as you breathe on them, he blows a free kick.
Now he blows his whistle.
Oh, my.
Now he blows his whistle.
I'm sorry, this is just blatant corruption in front of my eyes. It's actually blatant. They're not even
He's
trying
just
to
hacking
hide
down
it anymore.
Emerson. He's just hacking a
They're not even
piece of
trying to hide it.
Emerson blindly.
Oh, I'm going to have a chocolate-coated peanut to make myself feel better. Release the endorphins.
Oh, that sounds really nice, actually.
Oh, lad, they're quality. Out of Aldi, brilliant.
Oh, so our version of Aldi is like, we do have Aldi here now. It's taken a while, but now we have Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's is this thing that's connected to Aldi, and they have terrific chocolate peanuts. They really do.
Trader
They
Joe's
do like
great
espresso. They do like chocolate-covered espresso beans, too. Bit of time wasting here, I imagine.
Right.
From is it Michael Dawson again? Yeah, bit of time wasting. Bit of who else was it there? Someone else.
I'm actually getting concerned that they're not even hiding the corruption anymore.
I mean, Taylor's just like
they took chunks out of Emerson.
No, that's what I said. Like he'll watch 3 players just get absolutely hacked down, and then he'll blow his whistle, on the 4th challenge that is barely a foul at all, and he'll make a big fuss about it, and tons of time wasted, all these sort of things. Like the guy just is a lottery of a referee. He really is. It's just a lottery game.
Infuriating. 583 people tuning in. Jesus Christ, you guys are in your jobs today. Big yourselves up, guys. Now that they're out there in the middle of time wasting, they have to basically give this guy the whole works.
They're bringing Lamina back to life
check
here.
His ancestry, his health, and everything. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke what's going on there, by the way. Let us know in the comments what you make to the start of the game, guys. Put it in. Let us know your thoughts. Gamer says Aldi chocolate
Lamina.
straight from Germany. Quality stuff. Spot on. It is good. Oh, I hear. Just get the stretcher. It's either get the stretcher or tell him to get up and stop being an idiot.
I didn't really get to see the challenge. I don't want to be too harsh on Lamina. It's actually been very good for them this season.
They don't even tend to people that's been in an accident as bad as this. Come on.
Everyone's jealous of Richie, though, with the haircut. I mean, he did it first.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Get out the torch. Make sure you can see. Oh, come on.
Oh, we're going through the whole protocol here, I guess.
You may as well
I didn't get to see the
just
challenge.
for a routine checkup.
I didn't get to see the challenge.
I'm sick of this. Anytime a player goes down injured, they have to give them a whole routine checkup. It's a joke. Next thing, they'll grab his sack and ask him to cough. That's what they do in medicals for the army and stuff like that. Jesus Christ, come on!
The Alaskan Hotspur saying Taylor has been anti-Spurs, got to overcome 12 men today. I agree with you, Alaskan Hotspur, but also it's because, right? Like, I think it's after that Cucurella decision with Romero. He's just never going to be nice to us ever again after, a missed call like that. It's the same thing with the Liverpool call from this season. They're never going to give us anything ever again, out of niceness or out of generosity ever again.
No.
For the rest of this
season.
Back
the Romero one.
We're in their bad books for a while. Remember, at least Udogie, doesn't have to deal with their hatred because they do hate Udogie too. So at least that doesn't have to happen today.
No, they absolutely despise that guy. As soon as he makes one challenge, let's book him. Oh, come on, Spurs.
Spurs building out from the back and really deep in Wolves' half, playing it out to, I think, Sonny Davies running down the line, just doing his job here.
Take the throw in. I'll take it. Come on, I feel good after that chocolate peanut. Get me a goal.
Romero.
I do. It's great things.
Romero, lovely dink into Sonny out wide. Wolves got so many guys in the box here. Great ball from Sonny. That's asking for somebody. Just a little too high for Richie, but Kulu, it's right in the middle of the 6 pretty much as well.
Yeah. It's going to be one of them games, isn't it? It's going to be a lot of balls flashing and we just can't quite get on the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, Wolves are just going to look to hit us on the counter, and then in these situations, they definitely are going to put every man back there.
Well done.
Oh,
Basuma.
lovely from
Kulu
Kulu
to Richie.
and
Brilliant play.
Richie. Oh, Kulu
Oh, God. Ref,
gets red.
he's body
Sir!
checked him. Oh, my
Basuma,
Lord.
oh,
I'm
good try.
sorry. If I don't laugh, I'm going to cry.
Mickey, well
How is that
done.
free kick?
Lovely from Mickey Van de Ven. Vicario,
Great
brave
ball.
pass, very brave. Emmer Goat getting picked on the ball, man.
Come on, Rami. Keep Pedro Neto quiet. How's that not a free kick on Kulu back there? I do not know. He's body checked him.
Good
It's not even
pressing
funny.
from Richie.
Ah, he's wound up like a demon. I love that. Get out there, Davies. Oh my God. He's just in no man's land.
Emerson.
Neto.
Nah, Neto can't get there. Well done,
Davies
Emerson
just in no
clears.
man's land out there.
Now Wolves deep in our half. Ayat Nouri
They're
down this
looking on it
left-hand
as well.
side. They play Pedro Neto
ball.
down the wing. Ooh,
Way.
nice souvenir for the Neto fans.
Thank God for that. How's that not a free kick down on Kudo? I do not know. He's giving them to us. Let's go. We just have to do it. Take it in our own hands today. Whoever put that comment in, it's 12 against 11. Spot on. Emerson.
Pick up the Alaskan
VDV.
Hotspur. Mickey Van de Ven on the ball here. Al Ben with a super chat saying, Ange ball figured out. Worried, is there a next level? I think what Ange always wants is Spurs just to play faster and just actually have more movement off the ball, continue to basically just overwork teams that try to play this way and overwhelm them with just constant pressure and constant movement, and eventually they will crumble with a mistake. But I don't really think Ange ball has been figured out. I think most teams that even play attacking football do deal with this. They deal with teams that just put every man behind the ball, and you'll have to have periods of the game where you're not going to be able to create as much, or just sort of have to be a bit more methodical or intricate about it. But definitely need to get maybe more balls into the box, sort of like what Sonny's been doing here. I think Sonny, one of these crosses should eventually go our way, because they have been put into dangerous areas, and he's put them in with a lot of venom.
Look, we're right now Wolves are sort of playing the way, that teams played against us earlier on in the season, sitting every man behind the ball. And look, that's very frustrating. It's very hard to break down. I'd argue at times we don't help ourselves when teams do that. Here we go. A bit like that. You've got to try things, try not the obvious ball and stuff like that. But also, you've got to do with it. We're going to be caught here 1 minute. Oh, no, it's a bad ball. Thank God for that. But, look, it's a struggle to break down 11 men when they sit them as deep as they are against us. I completely get that. I do think at times, though, we're guilty of we're not testing that back line enough, putting the balls in from different angles. It's very down the side, back through the middle, pass it around a bit. Needs to be done a bit more quicker with a bit more potency, I would argue on that one, Al Ben. Have they figured us out? I don't think so. I think we're just trying to get back into a rhythm of all the disruption we've had this season. Look, let's wait and see how this one pans out, Al Ben. Let's wait. I would argue, though, Wolves have created the better chances. That's because Pedro Neto's putting the ball in the box.
Yeah.
Rami.
The Ron Bomber.
Out to Emerson. Come on. Come on, big dog. Kulu, drive. You got Pappy. Great ball to Pappy. Richie, get in the box.
Great free kick. Great area. Well done, Pappy.
Richie needs to drive into the 6-yard box when that ball's being played to Pappy like that. He went down there. That was brilliant because there was no one in the box to cross it to. Quality. Oh, that's a cheeky little one inside the ribcage there. Come on, a good delivery here. We need you, Matters. No Porro today. We don't have Bend it like Porro. Come on, man. There's a good delivery here. Let's go. Come on, golden balls. Oh, that's it. Size it up. Deep breaths. Let's go. Might try something here. Might try a little thing here.
Matters. Whips it in.
It's a good ball.
Sar
Sar!
misconnects.
Oh,
Oh,
good ball.
good header from Romero. Clears it out. Dawson.
If Sar caught that, that's one of them. That flies at about 200 miles per hour. Just nothing's falling our way. It's annoying. Come on, Spurs. Madison on the corner. It's a good
Whips it in.
delivery. Someone there at the
Not there enough. Time for a run bomb. I agree. Shawnee Maddox.
Yeah, for sure.
Sonny,
That's it,
lovely.
Sonny.
Absolutely
That's it, Sonny.
skins him.
Here. Oh,
Kilman just pokes it away last minute.
it was a good last-ditch tackle by Kilman. If he didn't, they were in all kinds of trouble there. Sonny destroyed him.
Maddox
someone
just
on the
needs
near
to
post now on
whip
this
these
one.
in here.
Oh, he's at it again. He cannot help himself. He's only talking to Van de Ven and Sar. They're hardly going to foul someone when they're trying in the attacking area, are they?
Just has to make it about himself, Taylor. Oh, it's a good area. Davies!
Morgan!
Richie!
Davies on the ground. Someone put it in.
Richie almost got in the way of Davies. Slip it.
Let's go.
Basuma
Let's go. Well,
into Rambam.
well recovered.
Play Richie. Kulu, no,
it's just
misplaced
over
it. It's the right idea from Kulu, just misplaced it.
Well
Emerson.
done. Well done, Emerson. Sar, Basuma, great play.
And
Richie,
Sar, lovely.
Sonny.
Richie, that's not the right pass, I think, into Madison. He just played it behind him. Well done
more
from
care with that
Basuma
one,
and
yeah.
Sar, though. Lovely link up from Basuma and Sar. Just one touch passing.
They've been good today.
Romero tries
Great
to
challenge.
steal it away from Ayat Nouri, who
Nori, great
cuts
play.
inside. Neto, Mickey Van de Ven, once again, another class tackle.
His tackles flying in everywhere there.
Vicario. Nowhere to go here.
Van de Ven and Emerson
Good
flying
clearance from
in.
Vicario. Lovely.
what?
Oh, Sonny
Oh.
tries to bring that down.
You nearly absolutely done him there.
Tried to do him there, yeah, with that touch. Great clearance from Vicario. Nowhere to go, though, as well. Great tackle from Mickey Van de Ven.
Just need to create that one good opportunity. Oh,
Kulu
unlucky Kulu.
plays it in behind.
Oh, Huang's in.
Huang Yichan is in behind
Huang's
here.
in. He can
Cuts
board
inside.
himself. He done me some Van de Ven.
Squares
Pulls
it to
back.
step out. Well done,
What tackle by
Basuma.
Basuma. What bloody tackle.
Oh, great
here we
hold-up
go.
play from
Madison.
Sonny. Great hold-up play from Sonny.
Richie,
Matters.
hold it up.
Plays in,
Got Sonny
in
storming
behind for
through the
Richie.
middle.
Come on, Rich.
Go on, run out.
Come on, son.
Have it.
Tries to thread through Matters, who made a late run.
It was a good idea as well. It was.
Tried to thread through Matters late. Maybe he could have been selfish.
I thought you should have shot there. It was a good idea with the pass. I thought you should have shot. It's what a great striker does. A bit more selfish.
Great tackle from Basuma. Great tackle there. Great anticipation.
Yeah, what reading as well.
And then great hold-up play from Sonny and Matters and everyone after that. Because it was really quick passing. Immediately, we sprung
need to be a
into an
bit more
attack.
crisper
We
in the
caught
final
Wolves out
third.
immediately here.
That's great reading by Basuma, that.
Great. Yeah, he actually had to cover ground there.
Davies got sucked inside, and I don't blame him. It was a 2-on-1 there. Basuma done brilliantly to get across and help him.
Another sketchy back pass from Romero into Vicario. Well done, Vic, again.
Ref? Son trying to cheek you up there.
Mickey,
Well
well
done,
done.
Van de Ven.
Tidy.
That was suicide by Davies. That was brilliant by Van de Ven to get out of that.
Into Sonny. Sonny slips. Thank you, sir.
About time.
Sounds like a bloody basketball game. And to a degree, it kind of has been King Huddle, but I think also so many people. I think so many people are without the the stream, today that they probably, were asking for a bit more commentary from us, than, we usually provide on like sort of the play-by-play, play-by-play, if you get what I mean, sort of
Oh,
thing.
look, if that's what they want, I suppose we can give them more commentary if that's what they want.
Davey Shire, though, just quickly with the super chat, really appreciate the support, Davey Shire, and he's given us a super sticker of some hippos just appearing out from the water. It feels like we're dealing with 3 hippos in the back line when it comes to that Wolves defense, trying to break them down at this moment, David Shire. That's what their back line looks like. Really appreciate the support, man.
I'll tell you, the first thing that came to my mind, there's a thing that Kinder Bueno do. It's called a happy hippo. It's absolutely unreal. It's the nicest bit of chocolate on the planet, if anyone has had one.
Hungry Hippos was a great game, though, as well.
Yeah, it's a good game, that. Ref, come on! Happy. You got me hungry now, Davey. I'll have to have another chocolate peanut. By the way, if there's anyone from Aldi, lifetime supply would be good. Oh, nice.
Yeah, another more time wasting from Wolves. It's just in everyone's game plan to slow the game down.
Yeah, it's sickening. But this is where the referees should be getting a hold of it as well. Come on, Kulu, punish them. Good ball.
Lovely by Kulu. Emmer
Someone go down.
taking it away. Romero and a Basuma. Lovely.
Brilliant play by Basuma. Here we go.
Madison. Not also the right pass. Not well. It's just Madison's pass to Kulu was a little off, and then that's also to Sar was a little off there as well. Good play, though, from Spurs once again, but only so much time here. About 13 minutes before. Not even. Yeah. I mean, hopefully they give on, at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 minutes because of some of the time wasting from the supposed injuries from these Wolves players. Oh, good clearance.
But how long was that idiot down for that time? Where they gave him the full routine checkup, checked his toes and everything.
Sar. Kulu.
Good ball. Nothing's just coming off for us. Their Wolves are just getting their feet in everywhere. It's so frustrating. You think you're away, bam, a foot comes in. It's so annoying. Their last-ditch defending has been brilliant.
Lee Neri saying a bunch of actors who the ref is siding with.
Yeah, the referee's the biggest one.
Oh, Davies.
That is weak. That is
didn't know what to do with it.
Pass on the responsibility because someone's pressing me and I don't want to lose the ball. Haul him off now.
He just scuffed it. He just scuffed it there. Oh, come on. Win it. Davies just a step behind. Clears him out as well.
Oh, my Lord. He wants to go back.
Could have won that. He actually did. He anticipated it, but he's just a step behind. And that's what we said about him playing at left back. He's going to be a step behind it.
He always is. Look at him. He looks like he's in the middle of, I don't know. Looks like he's in the middle of World War II.
Yeah, it's just...
Like, that stat after giving away the ball as well, it's just so infuriating. I thought we got rid of this where you do one mistake and you double down with another. That was so last season, Ben. Come on. Better than that. Or are you?
How much time is Sarabia going to waste here on the floor is the question.
Look, go on, get another roll in. Oh, wait, there we are. Another one.
How many rolls? How many rolls? Taylor just making sure his client's okay.
Yeah. How's the wife? How's the children getting on in school? It's a joke. Just get on with it.
Wolves cleared.
Don't you dare.
Decent hold-up play again from whoever that was. Chested it down, and Ayat Nouri cuts inside again. Romero brings him down for a foul. Sort of midfield up the pitch here. Midway.
It's even the way he blows for a foul for them. He's like, he makes us... He really goes for it with the camera, the way he's running the arm up. As soon as he blows one for us, he's so hesitant. Here we go.
Mickey Van de Ven. Oh, lovely ball. He finds Madison in the box. Madison. Squares it. Why do we square it there? Why do we always square it there?
Trying to walk it in.
Go for the hit. Go for a left-footed strike.
He's trying to walk it in. He has to shoot there. He done that last week when he should have passed it. It's a great ball. Who played that? Van de Ven.
Yeah, Van de Ven picked out Kulu, but it's behind him, and I don't
He's
really
got to
blame
go for the
Kulu.
left
It's a
foot strike
little,
there, Madison.
it's a little clumsy from Kulu, but it's not really the right idea from Madison. I just don't think that's the right. It's not on.
I agree with you. It has to be the left foot strike across the keeper.
Let Kulu follow it up, actually, maybe if, for a rebound or
Yeah.
something.
Come on, Spurs. Come on.
Emerson with a throw-in down this right-hand side. Come on, lads. Big up, Daniel Larson. Haven't seen you today. Big up, sir. Shouted you out on one of the stickers because saw somebody pump an iron before the game or something like that, and I was like, I was thinking of Daniel Larson and Donovan Osterreicher.
Do you know what we do miss? Adoji's ability to drive forward with the ball through the middle.
Yeah. We're missing that progressive play from both of the fullbacks. Emerson. Out wide to Kulu. Kulu, not a great cross. Lucky clearance from Van de Ven. Goes straight into Anthony Taylor.
He loves it. Look at him. He's smiling and everything. Look at me. I'm on camera, mommy. Get on with it.
He's giving it to us, though, maybe.
Why does everything have to be a conversation with that guy? Why can't you just throw the ball back in? Why does he have to have a conversation with Dawson and go and pat Totty on the head? Fucking hell. He's helping. It's like that kid in the playground. It's my ball.
Kulu to Emergoat. Tries to swing a ball across the 6 there. No one really there, though. Kind of just did it blindly. It's not a bad ball. It's just no one's really there. He just did it blindly.
Win that. Well done. It's pushing the back. Well done. He's a feisty little fucker, that Wang, isn't he? Gets stuck in.
Van de Ven out wide again. Davies. Sonny. Rambam. Sarboy. Yeah, they're pressing at the right times, Wolves.
Good ball by Vicario.
Vic. Nice. Finds Emerson. Ugh.
Good ball.
Over Davies'
Good
head.
ball by Vic.
Losing that sharpness now, feels like.
Yeah. We had a good period of possession, but we didn't do enough to take the game to Wolves with it. It's becoming very frustrating. I'd say cool, good pressure.
Still time here to get a goal before halftime.
Yeah. Still 5 minutes. Might get you to refresh that link if that's all right, Jack, after this next play.
Okay.
Wolves passing it around here now in Tottenham's half. Gone for a switch to play out to Neto. Neto pulls it back.
Nice win from Kulu, but Wolves keep possession here. Neto out wide with Emerson. Good play by Emerson. Good defending. Make it hard for Neto to put in a good cross.
Well done, Emerson. Just deal with this now. Don't get someone on Vicario. Another corner kick to Wolves from the opposite side.
Corner for Wolves here.
Watch Dawson.
Sarabia, Gomez fucking wins it in the middle of the box.
Free header.
How?
We are so shit from set pieces. It's unbelievable. We are so crap.
He's in the middle. He's one of the shortest men on the pitch.
Get Mason off the set pieces now. How's no one even gone to attack that? It's embarrassing. No one's even got off the ground. It's a free header. Wolves can't believe their luck. Oh, it's going to be a long uphill battle in the second half. Why do we always shoot ourselves in the bloody foot like this? Why? Oh, wow, he's not even challenged.
Who's there? Sar, Mickey, Romero, the whole team.
Son,
like no one's taking responsibility.
No one. They're all standing there ball watching.
It's not even a great ball. It's not even a great ball. They're all just staring at it.
He does very well to score that.
They're all just staring at it, just expecting someone else. Sonny's in there too that can clear it. Sonny's in there too, but this is the thing. Like we've been relying actually weirdly on Richarlison. It feels like most games to clear most of our set pieces. Like Van de Ven, Romero, they need to be fighting like tooth and nail to be going after that as the center back. Sar and Sonny both were responsible there. That was both in between them. It's just terrible. It's really lazy. It's just lazy.
Do you know, you're spot on. And there's infuriating from a set piece when someone scores from it unchallenged. You know, the fact that no one even got off the ground there to even go on, you're right, like Van de Ven and Romero should be pulling each other out the way to go and get that. That's what Dawson does for them. Oh, it's so naive. It's not even Vicario's fault this time.
Lovely. Sonny. Oh.
Is Nick at home, Jacko?
Here, I can try something.
Wolves with another ball over the top. Well dealt with by Romero. Wolves have just been so frustrating. They just sit everyone behind the ball and they've caught us with that one set piece. Emerson. Try and get an equaliser before half-time. Come on. Romero. Wolves pick it up again. Oh, good defending. Who's that, Madison? Oh, well done, Ben Davies. Done well there. Well kept in by Sonny. Van de Ven. On to Basuma. Come on, Spurs. Let's get something going here. Emerson dispossessed. It's a free kick again, and they're not giving it. Pedro Neto.
Our Totti here just gets by both of our players.
How's he getting by there?
No way. What a ridiculous save from Vicario, but it should be 2.
Come on, Spurs.
Al Ben with a super chat saying unnecessary corner kick by Richarlison. I don't remember who conceded the free kick. To be honest, Al Ben, I think it might have been distracted, but if it was him and he did in a lazy way, that is sort of what Kulusevski was guilty of that one time, right? With that free kick he gave away against Everton. Well done, Emerson and Sarr here. Sir, can we get something today? He's not giving anything there.
He's an embarrassment, this ref. Give it into the middle, Romero. Let's go, Madison. This is your time now. All that space.
Sonny. Davies cross the 6. Oh.
It's a good ball as well. It's a good ball by Davies. Come on, Spurs. Let's get her on back here. Madison with the delivery. Cleared by Wolves again.
Well done, Emerson. Jesus, lads. Ait Nouri down this left side. Cleared away Davies, though, not to the right area, to the middle of the... And he's left, he's abandoned us.
That's just so shocking by Ben Davies. I don't even know what he's looking at there. Look at yourself. He's just headed it straight back down to one of their players. It's unbelievable, his awareness and composure. Mero to Kulu. Come on, Spurs. Let's create something before halftime. Still got another minute to go.
20 seconds here before.
It's only now we're passing it around with proper conviction. 1-0 down. It's because they know there's a rollicking coming. Romero.
Nice. And it matters. See Emerson. Emerson. Oh. Deflected.
Need to get more bodies in the box. They're putting 2 on Richarlison every time.
Well, felt like Spurs started the game really well, but they just couldn't.
Fuck for that.
I don't know. They started the game really well. They just eventually Wolves slowed it down and started to just really hit us on that counterattack, and they retained possession pretty well where our press was not even getting close to them. They were just able to pass around it on plenty of occasions. And then the goal that we actually ended up conceding is just so lazy. It's just I could name 4 or 5 players there that could be responsible for that. I think who is it? Romero and Mickey van de Ven as the center backs right at the top of the 6 there. They should be fighting more to win that. They're just expecting someone else to win it for them. Pop Matasar and Sonny, I think both there, just kind of sitting there ball watching, expecting someone else to win it. And I think there might have been an Emerson in there too that could have probably gotten his head stuck in there. It's just embarrassing from multiple players on the goal that we actually conceded. But I think Wolves have had also some good chances where they probably could have maybe scored another if it weren't for really Vicario in this game. Maybe we've had a few good balls into the box where there could have been some better movement or could have been, just someone else that could have made that run to be there. But I would say Wolves have had the better chances in this game, which is also kind of frustrating to think about. Dave, what kind of went wrong? Because it felt like Spurs started the game really well.
Look, Wolves are creating better chances because they're catching us on the counter, right? So they have less players to play through than what we trying to break Wolves down. We're trying to play through 11. But even when we do turn the ball higher up over the field, everything's slowed down. We let everyone back behind the ball. And, when we went, like, we started off well, passing looked good, crisp and stuff. But then there for a while, we sort of just got sucking into little 5-yard balls. Wolves, they have a player ability to be able to get on the ball, switch to playing, create another angle of attack and go at us quickly. We've been so safe. At some point, someone has to get on that ball and start, putting balls out to Sonny first time rather than have to go through 4 players to get it out there. Get it out to him nice and early in space. We're just not doing enough in possession. And then when you don't do that and you're lethargic like we have been in possession, the risk is always there that you're going to get caught. But the problem we've got is we always fucking switch off, and it's always corner kicks.
Yeah.
It's been a problem since Jose Mourinho's day.
Spurs is back
Vicario, we sorted out that problem. And then all of a sudden, you go to look at the corner kick and it's a free header. He actually done very well to make that connection and put it in the top corner. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a great header. But one thing you cannot accept from a set piece is a player that's rising unchallenged. Ever happened. That's defending 101 from a set piece. And we just don't have people pulling each other out the way to be the one to go and win that ball. We don't have that desire. We're almost passive. It's like they use it as a breather. I'm getting to the point where I've seen a recurring pattern. We pass the ball that much, we almost send our own fans to sleep at times. We don't do enough with it in possession. Wolves have created the better chances because they're putting balls in the box. We're not. When it goes to Son, he's trying, but ultimately ends up coming back because they're doubling and tripling up on him. And you don't have a Doji making them run, start pulling players off like he usually does. Ben Davies is so worried about the defence being caught out defensively. He's not doing enough running when Son gets on the ball to pull players away. And ultimately, it's just too boring, slow, lethargic, 5-yard balls. Let's all have a touch. Let's look like fucking Real Madrid. I'm sorry, someone needs to, and it's so frustrating. Basuma has the potential to do it. Madison can do it. Start spraying it about and open up space for everyone. All Wolves are doing is just blocking up the middle, put it down the sides, it's coming back again. And this is rinse, repeat nearly every single week. When are we going to learn lessons? When are we going to learn lessons? If that's the way we are playing, no problem. But then someone on the pitch, and I keep speaking about this, in-game leader needs to say to the players, right, start quickening it up. Let's go. Come on, let's go at them. We're dominating possession. But also, from defensive set pieces, we need someone there barking at someone, keeping them switched on. And we're so naive. It's the same every week. But I do not put it past this Tottenham team to go out there and give me a brilliant second 45. Let's wait and see what happens.
Yeah. It's once again, though, like Spurs just having a mixed bag in the first half, which I would say for periods, we've been very good in the first half and, maybe didn't get our just rewards for it. But now it's kind of starting to turn into more kind of just not great performances, really, for the most part, kind of in the first half. I think we started really well, which is nicer to see because I think in other games, actually, of recent, haven't started games as well, haven't been as sharp. Started very sharp, had some kind of some quickness and just some, like there was a period where the passing and the connection between the players, the movement, the tempo of it was sort of what you're looking for. And it looked like Spurs were kind of on the verge of creating something to score. And then in a weird way, like I think just through kind of some of the diving and some of the time wasting and also just the various counterattacks from Wolves, they kind of neutralized us and sort of brought us out of the game, really, or kind of took us out of the game. And eventually they just started dictating it and looked like more of the team that was likely to score. And they have ultimately, I would say, kind of created better chances from that. But they weirdly stole kind of the tempo of the game, or just in a weird way, like after one of those kind of random kind of injuries of theirs, felt like the game did sort of switch.
Do you know what? I completely agree with you, but we've had a whole week. We knew exactly what Wolves were going to come here and do. But it looks like there's been nothing that we've in a specific way to break them down. And if there is, we're not doing it. Everything just seems a little bit flat. We knew Wolves were going to come here, play 5 across the back, keep it tight, and, give us most of the possession and look to hit us in the middle and take it on the counter. And they've done that to great effect. Fair play to them. But what have we been working on all week? It's the exact same thing we came up against them last time. There's no ideas, no creativity, no way of breaking them down. You don't look at it and go, okay, we've targeted that side to go at them. It's just not happening. Something needs to change. It needs to be done better. It's just so flat. It's really flat. And it's the same every week. At some point you've got to pinpoint the weakness and target that area, and it looks like we haven't done that.
No, it looks like we haven't. Definitely haven't.
As good as Wolves have been, we've allowed them to be good because we're so bad.
I just think they just all of a sudden took control of the game, and we just didn't take it back from them. And once again, Spurs just go into also the second half just kind of lethargic and just slowing it down and just not doing it all what Ange Postecoglou wants. Jerome says and just even the goal we conceded, I'd be happy to go into it 0-0. But just once again, I think in a similar game to, I believe it was Brentford or somebody, that we just went into the game just 1-0 down, just so unnecessarily. And I think we've done it again here in this game. Jerome says with the super chat, such an easy goal, so disappointing. Wolves have been the much better team. I think that Dave and I pretty much agree with exactly that, Jerome. And like I was just touching on there, I think it was such a stupid goal to concede, even if we were kind of handing kind of the tempo and the game over to them. It's just the goal that we ended up conceding. It was just such a stupid and such a lazy goal that just no responsibility shown by any of the players, no bravery to. I mean, it's even being kind to say that it would take some bravery to go and clear it. It was right in the middle of the box, and it was asking for any one of those guys just to put their head on it. It's not asking that much, and they all just were caught just asking, or thinking that someone else was going to take care of it for them. An embarrassing goal to concede. For me, Jerome. But I think Dave and I agree with you on Wolves being kind of the much better team. I think after some stage in that match, I definitely agree with you on that one. And good to see you in the house, though, Jerome.
But you know what?
You're keeping well. Yeah, Dave. Yeah.
We're making Wolves look like a good team. It's not like they've rocked up here and they're playing us off the park, right? But because they've exploited our weakness from an unchallenged set piece, we make them look like a good team. Because we're not trying anything, making them look like a good team. Let's see how good they are if we actually do what we're supposed to do correctly. They won't be that good. It's that simple. So I better see a better change in this second half from the players.
And then we have dropkick. Dropkick Kurt Teacher says, so far I think Ange got it wrong today. We're missing Werner's service. Kulu doesn't offer the same pace and passing. Dragishin should have started too. I think we're kind of in agreement on Dragishin probably being included in this game for us, Kurt. But when it comes to Kulusevski, I personally think he's the right choice when it comes to this game. That's what I would go by. I can see what you mean maybe with stretching the defense a bit more with kind of that pace of Werner. When it comes to his service, though, he might be a bit better if it's with his right foot on the right side. But when it came to that left side, I think his service was pretty just dismal in comparison to what Sonny has to offer. I think Sonny has a lot more to offer on that left side when it comes to the service. On the right, maybe he could offer something different or hopefully something better. But Kulusevski hasn't been the worst, I would say, today. He's had decent moments. Definitely should get involved a bit more and should have more impetus. But I think Kulusevski hasn't been the worst performer out there. Yeah.
Look, I don't think he has been as well. You have to look at other things that he offers, the hold-up play. We can all sit here and clamour for Werner and Brennan Johnson, but let's not forget against Everton, when it was a physical game, how much we could not get them into the game whatsoever. Kulu is the right option on that wing, but where I do agree, dropkick your teacher, I just want to see Kulu. Get back to the Kulu that came to Tottenham with a point to prove. I seem, at times he is trying, he's putting in some balls and stuff, but I just feel like at times, big, strong, strapping lad like him, use it. Go and beat your man. You'll hold him off 9 times out of 10, Use it a bit more. Have a bit more directness about you in that final third. I like you were saying, Jack, a bit like what Sonny does, Every time he wants to go at them, I feel like Kulu picks and chooses his moments.
No. I mean, he could have more influence on the game if he wanted to, but it seems like he just kind of holds himself back in that regard. But I see what you mean with stretching the defensive Wolves in periods, right? I mean, Kulu just doesn't have the pace and won't make those runs in behind and sometimes those late runs to the box as much as a Brennan Johnson or a Werner does. And I said that earlier in the pre-match build-up, to be fair to you there, Kurt. Really appreciate the support. And then Paul Markey says, Madison, Davies, Royale and Kulu all making Wolves the better team right now. Wolves center backs dominant in the air, no control in the midfield, and we have been physically poor
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Where do you agree with Paul
yeah.
Markey there?
I completely agree with him with the midfield. The sooner, we spoke about it during the game at some point individually each as well, Jack. As soon as the ball goes into midfield, Wolves are clamping down on the player with the ball, two, three players at a time, turning it over, and that's because we're dawdling in the midfield. I'll be honest, I think we invite it at times, and I get there's an element that you want to invite that pressure to pull players out of position, but then be switched on and be sharp. When you do that, then make use of it. We're not. We're getting caught dawdling on the ball. Madison could have been one down after the ball he gave away in the midfield. There was no need for that to happen. He done all the hard part. It's a simple 5-yard ball off the Basuma, move back out to the left-hand side and ask for it again. But no, he tried to do it all, didn't he? Getting caught on the ball, too slow in possession. It's really infuriating. Papa Matasar, I think for the best part, he's plugged away. He's got in, he's tackling, he's trying to play going forward. Basuma, he's done all right as well. But they are seriously getting in on our midfield very, very quick, and that's why it needs to be popped in there, and with one touch or one pass, pop back out wide and make use of it. We're not doing that, and we're getting sucked into what Wolves want us to do. But because there's a lack of ideas out there, everyone just ultimately takes the easy pass, the easy route out, and that's another area where Wolves get you in the right area, pounce on it, and be straight back at us. And that's what's happening until someone steps up with some sort of idea of what to do to break down this back line. Things won't change. They'll continue to pick us in midfield. If they knew what they were doing, everyone would be one touch so much more quicker. So go out there in the second half and, just know what you're supposed to do going out there. Stop this horsing about in the midfield. I get there are most technical players, but what it actually does, it kills the space that we have to work in. It kills the opportunity for the wingers because ideally as a winger, you want to get the ball one-on-one with your man. But because it takes so long, they're often able to get 2-3 players out there and stifle that, which means it has to come back across. So the midfield need to be a lot quicker. Royale, at times he's been caught on the ball. Ben Davies, he's been caught on the ball. Everyone just needs to be a bit more sharper, a bit more quicker. It's just really annoying, Jack. I'm really frustrated. It's the same pattern every single week. You sit here, you watch them pass it around for 5 yards here, there, and everywhere. And then we come in at one half-time going, oh, shit, we're 1-0 down. How the fuck did that happen? We controlled the game. It's every week.
No. And I agree with you when it comes to also getting picked, kind of in possession once again, kind of like in previous games too. When it comes to the fullbacks, other players in the team, definitely something that's been a recent trend. The Big D, appreciate the support, my friend. And he says, being 100% honest, we've been getting worse every week since the Chelsea game. We play in patches. This has been coming. Hopefully we improve second half. Come on, you Spurs. Listen, the Big D, I imagine that's a very good talking point at some stage, right? For sort of a panel show of some sort, future pre-match build-up, all that sort of thing. But when it comes to maybe Ange Postecoglou, and sort of the inconsistency of us right now, I'd say majority of that could be just because we haven't exactly had, the full team available to us this majority of this season. It's never been consistent. Haven't been able to get into a real flow of things like other teams you could say have. Just quickly though, we're about to get started, and then I'm gonna try to send the link to you again, Dave, here, and restart it with you. But tried to get in contact with Nick as well. But we'll see how the rest of this one goes. But anything to say, the Big D, it's a real talking point. I wish we could go deeper into it, but just got started with the second half.
Yeah, I'll just be quick on this, Big D. I mean, we'll definitely use that as a talking point over the week or over the next 2 weeks and have a good discussion on it. Look, for me, it comes down to as soon as our best players went out injured and stuff, the backup players.
Spurs already back in it. 1-1. Kulu with an equalizer, absolutely doing the whole team there. Dave, sorry, I just sent you the link there.
Sorry, I just see the celebration. I'll get the goal now.
Kulu, what the hell? With a 1-1 equalizer. Oh, my Lord. We're refreshing the links, getting it started, and Spurs just once again, just second half ridiculousness, getting back into the game. Emerson with the throw into Royale. And Kulu.
Oh, that's
next the keepers.
He absolutely makes that out of nothing.
This is what I mean with Kulu.
Absolutely makes that out of nothing.
This is just the ingenious of Kulu. Like this, he has that sort of just, but he has that just genius about him. It's that intricate play that I just don't feel like Werner and Johnson are really going to provide. Once the game gets a bit more stretched, definitely get them into this game here. But this is what Kulu can do that I just don't see these guys pulling off here. It's just ridiculous from the guy. Absolutely embarrasses Jose Sa there. Between the sticks, wickets, finish. 1-1. Spurs straight back into it. Exactly what we needed. Like I said, I would have taken a 0-0 at halftime. But here we are here. Come on.
He's
Richie.
offside.
Matters.
He's offside.
Nice.
Everyone's saying, Dave, you've missed the goal. Are you there or not? Look, we were getting another link sorted out. You know, and it happened that quickly. There's nothing anyone could have. But the good thing is we're back in the game. But Big D, my man, the Big D. Look, we've got that out of the second half that you asked for. But this is my worry. Do we have to always keep waiting into half-time for Ange to tell us what to do? Why can't they sort out on the pitch earlier, if you know what I mean, Big D? But look, completely, my man. Absolutely, really appreciate the support. And do you know why? It's because when we do get our players back injured and stuff like that, it's hard to, you know, the momentum that they've already gathered is gone. It's already been killed by the squad players. And when they come back in, they're not playing for what they were when they left. And it's a killer. That's why. That's my opinion anyway. Here we go. Sonny and plenty of space here. Let's go, kid. Come on.
Finds Ben Davies running down. Earns us a corner. Spurs coming out fast and coming out quickly like they usually do after they have a word with the big Ange at halftime. The Alaskan Hotspur with the super chat. Davies off, Werner on, Kulu to right back, Emerson to left back, Kulu at right back. Now that would be something to behold there, the Alaskan Hotspur. For me, not sure if I'm getting into that realm yet, but I would like to see the Dragishin at right back for me, the Alaskan Hotspur. Yeah. Oh, Romero!
Oh, it's a free header. It's a good corner kick in. Was it El Pumbo Romero got up for the header? And it's gone over the bar. Where was this intensity in the first half?
It's a usual. This is maybe kind of sort of what the Big D was alluding to earlier. It's kind of what's up with the inconsistency, playing in patches, right? Playing in patches, inconsistency, coming out in the second half, but not coming out in the first half. This sort of thing. It's all part of the process, though, I think, as well with this team. But it is something to note, and it is something to continue to look out for. That's for sure. Big up to Steve D as well. I've seen the Steve D in the house.
Big up, guys. Big up. It just infuriates me that they need to wait till halftime to have a rollicking.
Davies, cushion pass and a Basuma. Basuma caught.
As soon as he goes to slow it down, he gets caught. Yeah. You can't do
Too many touches on the ball there.
Even look at the intensity of Madison. Like, we're under press. Where was all this in the first half?
Well done, Matthew Van Van.
Oh, well done.
Playing through us in that one stage. Well done.
Here we go.
Come on. Matters.
Shitball. Come on, Spurs. Let's go. Let's go. Put them to the test now. I can't believe that goal from Kulu. He made that out of absolutely nothing.
No, he even took the ball off of one of the defenders, or took it off for Charleston, right? And skipped past two players there. Just ridiculous finish.
Ridiculous finish.
Embarrassed Jose Sa. Like we said that to the members, though. Like I said, Jose Sa, I think of recent, it's not been the same keeper. Can try to embarrass him.
There we go. Now we're moving the ball with a bit of purpose. This is brilliant to see. Longer passes being made, not this 5-yard protection shit. Great ball.
Oh.
If Ben Davies got a hold of that, he might have been in for one. Well done, Van de Ven.
Rambam, searching. Into Basuma. Matters now. See that run. Oh.
Don't put your hand up and apologize. Just play it, Madison. Romero.
Sorry.
Into Pappy. There we are, stretching the play. This is more like it.
Sonny out wide now.
Sonny.
What can he do?
Here we go.
Davies, good idea, but it's a horrible execution there.
Haul him off. I'm only messing, guys. I'm only messing. Come on, nick this. Nick a ball here. Well won by Romero. Richie. Oh, nearly got that ball around the corner there.
Black Wolf saying Richie had 3 players in on him, and then Kulu slid in behind from that. I think.
Yeah, but it was the way he bet the guy and finished it as well. It was unbelievable, and the angle he finished it at. Most people scuffed them. Van de Ven.
Sonny here.
Come on, Sonny.
Drive out.
Here we go.
Keeps feeding Davies. Davies tries to feed Sonny, but it's all hopeful balls from Davies most of the time.
He doesn't do anything with conviction, apart from put his body on the line. Van de Ven. It's more like it. This is becoming relentless now. This is what we want. Good ball. Go on, Emerson.
Well done,
Oh,
Emerson.
Well done. He done well there.
Skipping past him.
They started the second half with so much more intensity, Jack. They're stretching the play. The passes are becoming longer, and we're absolutely ripping them apart now.
Definitely agree with that.
It's a good start to the second half by Tottenham. A very good start. King Huddle saying up the tempo. That's exactly it, my man. Do you know what? I wish I knew it, like, in the moment I could say them things so I don't have to go on big 2-minute things. I'm so dumb I have to explain myself because I can't use them words. King Huddle. Madison. Cheeky out to Sonny. Cut in and have one. There's room.
Sonny,
Goes
come
on.
Oh, nearly catching keeper out.
Just more bodies in the box. Someone gambles on that. It's better, though. It's much better. Richie's still working hard pressing. That's brilliant. And he forces a throw in. Well done. Come on, Spurs. Let's go and get the second. We can relax a little. Sarr. Out to Romy. Van de Ven. Basuma. Onto Sonny. Good ball.
Tries to speed it up. Basuma. Maybe find Kulu if you can. Matters.
Madison comes up, dropping in for it. Gives it to Basuma. Don't start this, guys. There we go. Great ball around the corner. Emerson. Good ball.
Romero. Into Emerson
Back
again.
to Emerson. Out wide to Pappy.
Good run from Emergoat. There you go.
Come on, Kulu.
Emergoat. In the SAR.
There we are. Good ball. Keep them stretched. The more you stretch them, the less they can get. Turn the ball over. Brilliant ball again by Basuma. Onto Madison. Gets the head up. Finds Emerson. He just can't get it under control. It was probably a bit hard.
For a goal kick.
Probably a bit ambitious. It's a much better start, though. Much more purpose, conviction behind it. Come on, Spurs. Guys, 700 people watching, only 250 likes, huh? I'm no mathematician. I failed maths in school, but I know them numbers don't add up. So please, guys, smash that like button. Done a great job today, Jacko. It hasn't been the easiest. Vicario. Well done, Romero. Wins the throw-in. Wolves with the throw-in. Dawson. Kilman. Richie on the press again. Kulu joining in this time. Dawson goes long. Switch of play. It's a great switch of play. It's a ball in behind Ben Davies. It's straight across. What a save by bloody Vicario.
Oh, my Lord.
What an effort. What a save on Sarabia. Wolves absolutely opened us there. Ball in behind Ben Davies. The winger gets on it. I have to say, it's a bloody great pass by him. It's a very good pass.
Opened us up. Probably level with the ball there as well.
Great save by Big Vic. Another huge save.
Back post.
Pull
Let
up
it go.
two.
Out for a goal kick. Jeez.
Pulled off 2 huge saves at 1-0 when Brighton were 1-0 up last week, and we end up going on and getting the winner. That could be another one there.
Wang Hee-chan, huge clear-cut chance. That's close to a clear-cut chance as well.
Yeah.
Just had to pull off some saves here, Vicario. He's just read him again very well.
Good play by Sarr. Madison gives it away.
Well done, Romero.
Well done, Romero. Go on, Romy. Gives the ball on the outside to Madison.
He's got to anticipate it. He's got to anticipate it.
Yeah, Kulu.
Let's get picked.
Lucky. Go on, nothing he could do there in the corner. Can we turn it back over? Don't get caught here.
Playing through us again.
He's off.
Over the top. Vicario, though, there to sweep that up. No problem.
Come on, Spurs. Let's go at them now and get the second. People saying Madison has been poor today. He hasn't been at his best. That's for sure. But the thing is with Madison, he has that capability just to play that one ball at the right time. Done well to keep him quiet today, Hee-chan. Vicario. Out to Romero.
Sorry.
Well done. Well done, Pappy. Van de Ven. Out to Romero. On to Emerson. Kulu. Romero with the ball just inside our half. To Davies. Back to Van de Ven. Out to Sonny. That's a great ball. Let's go, Sonny. Plays it back to Van de Ven. Space probably wasn't there. On to Bissouma. Just get it out wide. Here we go. Madison. What can he do? Backwards again. Romero deep in Wolves' half here. Back to Madison. Good ball on to Emerson. Kulu. Give it to Bissouma. Well done. Get turned. Well done. Emerson. You need to get your fucking head up. Good ball, Romero. Finds Emerson in space. Finds Kulu. Gives it back to...
Not far enough to let it go to Emerson
Van
here.
Ven picks it back up. Onto Pappy.
Sarr. Sonny.
Now Sonny's on the ball. Back to Bissouma. If you get your head up and move it quicker. Good ball. Great ball.
Okay? Kulu!
Oh! Kulu again with the strike from the edge of the box. Sarr gets down with a good, strong hand and just makes the save. It's a great effort. Bissouma finds a great ball to Madison there. Madison, good layoff to Davies. Davies lays it off for Kulu, who has a shot. So close.
Bissouma. We have Sarr at the top of the box. Too late. Could have thought about a Sarr bomb.
I love one of them. You know me, I'm always open to a receiver.
He can get on the goals. It's more in the box where he gets them.
I feel like we're starting to do that 5-yard shit again. When we were stretching the play, we were ripping them open. Here we go, Sarr. Sonny. Back to Bissouma, to Sarr.
Good run for Matters.
Great ball.
Emerson leaves Kulu, it for Kulu.
Romero.
Into Madison. See Emerson.
Play it. Too late. Emerson does well there. Falls kindly for him. The step over. Onto Romy. Onto James Madison. He's acting the shit bag today. When he's doing stuff like that.
It's a good run from Emerson. He's just struggling to place that pass.
Run is good. The run is good. It's the ball. Onto Sarr. Look at Sonny. Look how free he is. Come on, Sonny. Let's go, kid. This is your time. Good ball to Richie.
Adrian Chia is very funny.
What's he saying?
He said, big up, lads. Just a generic super chat to avoid the curse.
Yeah. I appreciate
because
that.
There's always a goal of some kind that goes in either way, especially the opposition's case. Big up, Adrian Chia. Appreciate you, man. You're very funny.
Big up, Adrian.
You're very
He's actually
funny.
sending a few super chats. When
At
we've gotten
yeah,
scored, or the
at the
opposition have gotten
unluckiest of
scored.
times for him. Unluckiest. Let's hope it goes our favor maybe this time,
I hope
AJ.
so.
Big up, man. Really appreciate you. Can't rely on maybe always your scripts or your luck all the time though, Adrian. You are our genie though, our magic man on the scripts. Appreciate you, sir.
Yeah. Here we go, Sonny with Davies on the overlap. Well done. Do you know what the problem is? The runners just will not go with Davies because he knows he's not going to get it.
Well done, Basuma. He's
That's
had
brilliant.
two excellent tackles today. Definitely missing some others, but those are two that definitely come to mind. There was a great recovery.
Good player, Romero. Sonny.
Good ball into Davies. Cool. How's that gotten blocked? How was that gotten blocked? How was that gotten blocked?
Oh, it's so infuriating. What a block by Semedo.
Holy, oh my gosh, how have we not scored there? Corner
Great
for
play by
Spurs,
Sonny
Madison.
initially. This is
Someone, it's in put in the mixer there. Basuma, couldn't get control.
They're out on the counter. Come on, Emerson, you're going to have to get across. You have to get across, Emerson. He's on Pedro Neto. He sprints the pitch. Well done, Emerson. Holds him up.
Top of the box. No!
Who is picking up the fucking runners? Jesus Christ. Come on. They're all ball watching. Every single one of them. And it's all come from our own set piece down at the other end. And Pedro Neto's pace just got them completely up the field. Emerson does his best to try and get across. He pulls it back, and there's just a free runner. 4 or 5. I think there's 3 Tottenham players standing there. Not one of them has picked them up. Not one of them. Madison corner kick.
Everyone caught forward here.
Basuma just loses the ball.
It's a risky touch from Basuma because he leaves everyone behind.
Leaves everyone. They're all tracking back. Emerson's got across. Everyone thinks the work is done here, and not one of them. Look at the
ball watching what Emerson is doing. That's the problem. Why is everybody just collapsing there? Everybody's ball watching Emerson.
Look at Basuma. He gets closest to this midfield runner. He's the one that's lost the ball.
No, it's Sarr here. Sarr, yeah, Basuma's closest. Yeah, he's loose. He's lost Joao Gomez. Basuma, he lost the possession, and he's lost Joao Gomez there.
Doesn't even know he's there. He's ball watching.
He's lost possession. He's lost the runner. He's lost possession. He's lost the runner. It's again, it's really just it's one of those goals where you're just like, you really are asking a lot of questions of just sort of the defensive intelligence of some of these players. Like in the corner, just everybody just not taking responsibility. And the Basuma, after conceding possession, like losing his man there, and everybody else also sort of ball watching Emerson. I'll be honest.
Yeah. All our good work is undone now. Come on, let's just salvage a point at least. It's shite, but I'll take it. Kulu. It's a good boy. He's everywhere in there, that Dawson guy. Sonny gives it away poorly. And they're in again. Pedro Neto. Just head down. He's just running with it. He's causing problems now. He's starting to get into the game. Well done, Van.
Davies is just jogging back as well. Down that side.
Yeah. What are you doing, Sonny? You can go back to Vic. Just making life hard on yourself there, man.
Oh, they've gotten at the top of the box here. Spurs all over the place.
Great challenge, Romero.
Spurs just all over the place here.
Back to Romero. Wake up. Kulu does very well there.
Nice job, Kulu.
Emerson.
Run, Emerson.
Well done. Thankful. I thought he wasn't going to blow that there for a minute. The Big D Jack says, how nicely would Pedro Neto fit into our team? We were speaking about that before the game, weren't we? We need that sort of other player.
He's a terrific player. The Big D is a terrific player. We've said his name a lot today about somebody that can step into this team and be sort of that elite level forward along with Sonny
Yeah.
kind of in that forward line. And he's just an immense creator. He creates chances out of nothing. He's direct. He's positive. He knows how to
Yeah.
cross it with both feet, knows how to shoot with both feet. He's just a great player, and I think he would be a great
Yeah.
help on that right-hand side for us. And then if something, and if Sonny needs a rest or something, he could easily fill in on that left as well.
Do you know what I've been impressed with, Jack? It's his decision making when he gets to the final third. He has all the right attributes. It's the decision making. It's been spot on today.
Yeah, he's a class forward. He's just class.
I think every time he's got on the ball, he's found someone with that pass back, with that cross. It's a long ball out. Ken Emerson, don't let him out, Emma. Well done. That's a brilliant tackle. Well done,
Mo. Man on matters. Jeez.
He keeps doing this all game. He needs to wake up. He thinks he's got eternity on the ball, Madison. Emerson and Starr done all the hard work there. Emerson held him up, got stuck in. Starr came in and helped him. Give it to Madison. He gives it away. He thinks he's got 20 minutes on the ball. Van der Ven, good ball to Richie. Well done, Richie. Oh, poor ball back by Madison.
Sonny, get onto it. Well done, Davies.
Have one,
matters.
Max.
Turn inside.
Good ball.
Why is he firing it like that? Have a hit now.
Oh! Close, but no cigar. Oh, come on, Spurs. Just need that one more opportunity. Get back in it with 15, 20 minutes to go. We could score late again. Oh, he's caught it well as well. It's a good strike. Just a bit lower. Emerson on the ball. Into Basuma. Let's get going. Van der Ven. Keep travelling.
Well done,
Well
Sonny.
done, Sonny.
Great touch.
Davies. Get out right. Get out right, Madison, now. It's a shit ball as
ball.
well. He's slowing it completely down.
Give back to
What
Matters.
is he doing?
Or see Sonny. Back post,
Blue.
sir!
Oh, sir. Madison is starting to infuriate me. He's slowing absolutely everything down. That's one touch out to the right. Keep the momentum. And he's chipped it up in the air. Come on, Madison. Better than this, man. People calling for subs, Jackal.
Yeah, a lot of them. A lot of them in the chat calling for him.
One good delivery, Madison. You've been way off it today. We just need that one ball. Please deliver it. It's a shit corner. It's pathetic. Basuma. Emerson. Romero. Just move it on. Well done. Sarr.
Matters.
Over here again. Do you know what? I'd nearly take him off. He's
Take Madison
infuriating
off?
me today.
Yeah.
I nearly would. Everything he's done is over hit or under hit.
Yeah. He's not been nearly as creative as Sonny, I'd say. He's not been as creative as even Kulusevski's not even had the most brilliant of games.
Triple sub. Werner, Bentancur, and Johnson all coming on.
Might be thinking about taking Madison off. He's taking off
Charleston
Sarr.
could come off here.
Richarlison could easily
Oh,
come
he's
off.
been our best midfielder today. I wouldn't have took him off. Let's see what Bentancur can do, though. He might have a bit more going forward about him.
What's unfortunate, too, in Basuma's case, Basuma really takes a lot of responsibility for that second goal, but I actually did think he was having an okay game up until that point.
Richie's off.
And so it's frustrating there.
Richie's off, Johnson's on. I wonder who goes down the middle. Is it Werner or is it Son? I think
Maybe Werner down the middle.
maybe. I'm not sure what use that's going to be because the problem isn't utilising the space in behind because there is none. The
Yeah.
problem is breaking them down. I feel sorry for Richie today because we didn't put much in the box for him to go after.
Yeah, I didn't get too much service, Richie, and there were some good crosses from Sonny that he wasn't really there for, but I agree.
Yeah, yeah. Bentincourt, Van de Ven, Davies, first time, good ball.
Out wide to Sonny.
Go at him, Sonny.
In behind it, Werner.
Oh, Lord. By hook or crook, he got on there anyway.
It's brought it down.
Sonny.
Oh, they read him. They read him. Davies, though, puts himself in these positions sometimes where I don't think he actually is. It's not a realistic person to play it into. Like him standing at the top of the 18-yard area, it's just not someone I'm going to give it to.
Yeah. Wolves making a sub. I think he's going to go for a third here to try and kill this off. Sarabi is off. He's not happy. Bellegarde is on. Van de Ven. Davies.
Kulusevski's moved into midfield by the looks of things.
Oh, Sonny. It's poor.
Play Bentincourt? Oh,
Yeah,
Bentincourt, move for it.
Interesting. Johnson is free. It's a good ball, Romero.
Bentincourt. Into
Bentincourt,
Kulu.
well done.
Good turn from Kulu.
Well done, Kulu.
Werner.
Cheeky. Sonny. Well done. Kulu. Throw in. Come on, Spurs. Come on. Let's get one with 10 minutes to go. Let's leave the game in the balance with 10 minutes to go. Give ourselves a chance. That's all we ask. I don't know if it's just me, Jack, but I feel like we weren't opening up the game or stretching it with the passes we were making when we came out the first half on blocks. I feel like everything's gone back to very happy just to play everything again, nice and, 5 yards in front of them again. We're not making them, we're not leaving out the middleman and making that in one pass. We're going back to doing it in 2 or 3 passes.
That is, sometimes there does need to be a bit more running off of the ball, like that actually is stretching that back line, actually forcing Wolves defenders to move, right? To actually have to follow you.
Yeah.
And there can be then space opened up for others, but I'm not seeing that as much. Also, like you say, with sort of those sideways passes, perhaps some of these guys aren't actually taking risks enough with the ball. Like there maybe is a pass that's on, or if they execute it well enough, they could try it, but they're not willing to do it because of the fear of being counterattacked, or they don't want to track back. I'm not sure what it is, but there's that in it as well.
You're absolutely spot on.
I'd also just say what's more Wolves, I think, deservedly ahead, but what's frustrating is even the goals that we just did end up conceding. Like, they didn't score the clear-cut chances they were given Wolves, whereas the goals we did concede were bad defending, like really bad defending on both occasions. That's what's frustrating here, too.
Yeah, you're spot. We've just been the architects.
Oh, my Lord, again.
Just been the architects of our own downfall offensively today.
Set pieces.
Inabilities to keep clean sheets and not enough ability to score a couple of goals. Right, a bit of urgency now. There's 15 minutes. Come on. Bit more urgency. That's better. Do something, Johnson. Oh, Lord, his first touch, he gives it away.
Romero. At wide to Van de Ven.
Romero, you have to be quicker here, buddy. You don't need 3 touches to do that. Emerson. Back to Rombom. Back to Emerson. Oh, I see the same patterns being rolled out. Someone take a risk. Why are we trying to score the perfect goal? Sometimes you have to put the ball in. Sometimes you just have to actually get it in the bloody box. It's better.
Emerson
Won a
zips it in
corner
for a
kick, at
corner.
least. Romero sometimes takes too many touches as well. There's times he takes 3 touches. It's got to be 1 touch, bam, 1 touch, bam.
Yeah.
You've got to keep Wolves constantly on the move. Come on, 1 good corner is all we need. Just keep Dawson away from it. Don't put it in his area. He's won everything. It's an outswinger.
Oh, nearly there for Romero. Emerson,
no,
terrible clearance.
Wolves are out again.
Oh, no.
He's giving it away.
Oh, no.
Pedro Neto.
Oh, no. Get there, please, Bentancur. Nearly, no, please. Oh, my Lord. Emerson nearly gives up a goal there.
That was shocking.
It's individual errors again here. Individual just sloppiness. Well done, Romero. Got to wake up there, Emerson. Got to be second to that.
He made up for his own mistake there with that block. He got away with that big time. Could have lost us the game there completely. And again, it's just us in possession. There's actually no real pressure on Emerson for that pass either. It's just got to be better executed. Oh, Davies.
Clearing it to no one.
That's better by Emerson that time. Ben Davies. Into Romero. Romero out to Johnson. There's a bit of room here. You have to be direct. Use this.
Out for a corner.
His inability to beat a man is just shocking. Goal kick. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, it is.
Why didn't he just shoot there first time? Good block by Emerson.
Spurs need an equalizer and need an equalizer quick.
We ain't winning this game, that's for sure. I think the best we can take from this now is a draw at this point. Yeah. Not good enough, but I'll take it. It's not a switch out of play. And again, he's in no man's land. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where to go to the ball or drop back.
Well done, Mickey. Ugh. It's just been way too easy for Wolves in a lot of periods.
Yeah. It's been way too easy for the back line. They haven't been tested enough. And their forward line have just had acres of space. Their midfield's done a good job today in getting amongst us. Again, though, he's just been so bad. It's not a free header. I don't believe it. And it's a clearance straight into the danger area again.
Oh.
Volley. One mistake after another there. Another free header from a set piece. Quicken it up. They're all getting back into positions.
Kulu. Centers it to Mickey Van de Ven. Matters picks it up off Mickey into Emerson. Emerson out wide to Kulu. Or Johnson, sorry. Emerson.
Good ball by Madison there. What are we going to do? Just rotate out? Oh, it's so predictable. Good ball. No one there to attack.
Well done, Emerson. Into Matters. Good touch.
Go down.
Oh. See Bentancur. Oh. Gotta show Bentancur.
Mero, Van der Ven. Now use Kulu.
Oh, use Kulu there, Werner.
If I see this ball come back out one more time and go across the front of them, I'm going to fucking lose my shit.
Oh, it definitely will be with Johnson.
Please, can someone just get on the ball and do something? Oh, come on. Mero. He's not even looking at Johnson. He doesn't even want to use him.
There's just no movement as well off the ball on certain times. Just need far more movement for each other. Come on. There you go, Bentancur. Emerson, have a hit.
One, Emerson.
It's a good hit. Just needed a little bit more zip on it, and he would have probably spilled that.
Yeah.
He would have spilled that if you put more zip on it.
I'll be honest, I'm just starting to find us very, very boring to watch. Very boring to watch, especially in possession. It doesn't excite me the way it did the first 10 games.
Just cleared Emerson.
That's a free. Give me a yellow, ref. Don't get caught up in this. Come on. Open your body, Kulu. First instinct has to be forward.
Oh, it's a terrible ball.
And he does that. The run was on as well. Oh, come on. The Celso and Højbjerg coming on. Come on, Sonny, make something from this. There's space here for Son. Oh, it's just another corner kick. Come on, Spurs. Let's muster something. Let's resurrect ourselves from the dead like the Undertaker. It's another underwhelming corner. Good ball.
Read it, though.
Good idea.
It's that goal kick as well.
Yeah.
Fuck me. We just lost complete grip of this game.
Yeah.
Completely lost the grip of this game.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind. We actually started off bright. The passing was on point. We looked good. And then there's always that middle period in the half where we get lulled into a false sense of security. Everything tightens up and we get caught. Got back into it and we get caught again. And again, it's from us in possession. It's just so poor.
Yeah.
And it's actually just become so boring to watch on the ball as well. No creativity. None whatsoever. Kulu.
Man, just play it on the... Why are you playing through the lines there? Just play it down the side.
It's 2 on the trot. That's it, Højbjerg. At least he gets it. It has to fucking go forward. Well done. Werner. Onto Salzburg.
See, Sonny.
That's a better ball. That's good. Stretching it. Come on, Johnson. Please make something happen. Oh. I'll take everything I said back about you if you make something happen. That's better. He's straight away. That's exactly what Højbjerg's doing. Exactly. Oh, Werner. Oh, Werner.
It's just hopeless. It's a hopeless
Højbjerg's
ball.
doing what I've been screaming out for the midfielders to do. Get on the ball and bypass the obvious pass. Davies marauding down the left-hand side. No one in the box. Wins a throw-in. I'll take it. 3.5 minutes here left of normal time. Can Spurs try and salvage a point at least? Wolves making another substitution. They've been expert at wasting time today. Fucking expert. Do you know what? I'd actually consider starting Højbjerg in the number 6 role next week or in 2 weeks'
we have
time.
the options.
He's the only one that'll get on the ball and make it a 10, 15, 20-yard pass. Everyone else is playing it so safe. He comes on, bam, forward, bam, forward.
Højbjerg is... What's ironic as well is that Højbjerg, you could say, is slower on the half turn than Bentancur or Basuma, but he's actually faster when it comes to the passing and the tempo when he is playing his passes, which is ironic because he's not as quick on the ball, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will make that pass right there quicker than Bentancur and Basuma.
Yeah. Davies. He sped it up. Remember, he came off the bench against Liverpool, took Basuma off Højbjerg, one pass forward, we went and got the winner.
Just feels like nobody starts well in that number 6 so far.
No. Another good ball by Højbjerg, and it's a poor return.
Nope, and it's ball. It's poor. Oh, and he's played through Romero there. Romero had to dive in.
Wolves on the counter. It's 3-on-3. It's 4-on-3 now. He has a shot. He's took the complete wrong option. Do not go down with cramp or anything.
Oh my god, this time wasting from them has been insane. Like you said, it's been expert.
Yeah, it's been expert.
It's just so many periods when the game could start to become a bit more end-to-end. The game starts to, get a bit stretched, and they just go down with whatever injury just to slow it. Give themselves a moment to get back into their shape.
Oh, Lord. He's come back in, and the first thing he's done is slip. Again, good play by Højbjerg. Johnson. Romero, well done.
Johnson gets fouled.
One good delivery, please. It's all I'm asking. Surely over 90 minutes you can give me one good ball. It's a good one. Davies with the header. Straight at Sa, or is it Van de Ven? One or the two. 90 minutes approaching. How much injury time? There better be about 15 minutes. Choke. We've choked again. 5 minutes. Ref, he's all over him. Ain't Nori. Now they're popping around like fucking Real Madrid. Of course they are. Support towards back Neto's absolutely shanked it.
Probably should have scored that. Or at least made a better effort of it. Shemtan from a while ago. Sorry about this, Shem. Just been really deflated watching this, as I imagine you've been. Says we have just become a very boring and uninspiring team. Dave just brought up that word, saying that he's been finding us a bit boring of recent. This has been definitely a boring performance because we've just been played off the park, really. Just outplayed. I'd say after the first 15, 20 minutes, just completely outplayed by this Wolves team. And they've also neutralized us as well on plenty of occasions when we have tried to get back into it, speed things up. They found a way to frustrate us and neutralize us. And they've been very organized defensively. Just professional performance from this Wolves team for the most part. They should, deserved winners, really. It's frustrating because they really have been deserved winners.
My biggest frustration is I just don't think we've done enough to test that back line of Wolves. I think, we've played into their hands, everything across the front of them. We have to wait for Højbjerg to come on 87 minutes to get the midfield to start passing the ball forward with any sort of conviction. And I don't say it with any pride, by the way, but that we've been boring to watch lately. But I'm just being brutally honest. And I'd say it from a place of hurt. We have been boring to watch. What's the point of having all this possession if it's 5 yards here and there and all this intricate shit? Came out where we were getting a bit of joy against Wolves. Quick passing, stretching the play. All of a sudden, we got the goal, back to intricate, 5 passes. Look at me, flick my hair, I look good. Take a picture, give me a wolf whistle. I'm sick of it.
No.
I'm sick of it. Do something on the ball. If you're going to get on the ball, fucking do something with it.
Werner.
Oh. He's still chugging away. That's a penalty. That's a blatant penalty. Has it come off his hand? Maybe not. Werner's not giving great appeals for it. Oh, if that's Dawson that made that block. What a block. It is him again. He's been bloody everywhere.
Werner in behind for Sonny.
He's been disappointing today as well, Sonny.
He's
tried.
He's been probably the most creative of the forwards, but he's not been that inspiring. Oh, great ball in, Johnson.
Have one, Saucy. Good ball. And he takes players with him on the overlap. Very unselfish.
Who's that? Davies! What is he?
Oh my God, you absolute useless human being. He is 6 yards out and he's put it nearly back to the corner flag.
He's done that twice today. He's had 2 clearances when he's had clear headers. He's had 2 clearances.
Lord, I don't believe it.
He's had actually 2 chances to score today, and they've been both clearances.
Oh, he's not even under pressure.
It's a clearance.
Oh my Lord, I don't want to see him again. I just don't. He's so useless. Oh, my Lord. And he's looking up at the sky. You need God. You need God. I'm sick of this shit. I've had enough.
Oh, he's done 2 clearances in front of goal.
How is he not? Even just get it on target. Just direct it towards goals. He's cleared it for them. He's done Dawson's job for him. Just going to grab a quick drink, Jack. I'll be back then for the full time.
Romero's just abandoned the back line, though, here.
No.
Oh, my Lord. Doherty nearly scored.
That would have been embarrassing if he kept.
I mean, it was stupid from Romero. Romero did 2 great blocks, but then he'd get frustrated, and he tried to step out of the line even further, and they just played where exactly he abandoned his position. Great ball from Ben Davies, though, into Johnson. Can't square it. Pierre. Out wide to Johnson. Not bad from Johnson. Into Lo Celso. Pierre. Terrible cross. No one there. Full time. Fuck's sake. There goes, honestly, top 4 for me. We have not been convincing of late. We've really not been convincing. And this is not a good loss. No. I mean, no loss is a good loss, but this is a bad one indeed. This is not one that raises a lot of questions and concerns. I'm fully behind Ange Postecoglou, but this is a big roadblock. This is a big punch in the gut when it comes to this season. going to
I
be hard.
agree. I'm
It's a tough
absolutely
one.
deflated after that. And this is what I was trying to say. We got away with it against Brighton, but we really didn't play well, and it's it's just becoming frustrating. We got off to a good start today. We got the foothold in the game. That's what you want off the back of last week. But with the amount of possession we have, I'm sorry. I know I'm going to get ridiculed for this. We created more under Conte than what we are under Ange Postecoglou right now. We've got more of the ball. You look at that header for Ben Davies near the end. That came because someone delivered a ball from a decent angle into the box. Where was that all game? You're looking at Maddison to do that. Tippy-tappy football. Basuma, the same. Sarr tried. Why are we waiting for Højbjerg to come on 87 minutes to start stretching the play with the passes that we're making? We got back in the game and we reverted back to exactly what we were doing. We stopped what got us back into the game, which is why stretching the play, and go back to tippy and tappy. And it's because we don't want to get caught on the counter. But ironically enough, the more tippy tappy we get, the more vulnerable we are to being picked off on the counter because they're taking the ball off them. Yeah. I'm sorry, but the creativity in recent weeks has been nowhere near good enough. It's been non-existent, and a lot of players are shirking their responsibilities in that department. We can sit here, we can blame Ange Postecoglou for it all we want, but they are shirking responsibility. Every time the ball went out to Son, first instinct, come back inside. Every time it went out to Kulu, first instinct, come back inside. And that's going to keep happening when you've got a right footer playing on the left side and a left footer playing on the right side. But then Johnson comes on, doesn't get one good cross, doesn't get one ball into the box, not one cross. I mean, it's just not good enough from our most creative players. And then Basuma, that second goal, completely avoidable. Yeah. Takes a donkey touch on the edge of the box, and then he makes the effort to get back. But then he's caught ball watching. He's Emerson's got him. That's grand. I got away with that.
An open Joao Gomez right there. Doesn't even realize.
Yeah, and then he doesn't even realize the runner. Like, it's just the awareness of some of these players, trying to chase the game, and we're still seeing them tippy-tappy. I'm sick of it. It's become very, very boring, and it's become lethargic to watch. And I want to be more exciting. And I'm telling you now, Ange Postecoglou at Celtic, his football was way more exciting than this. They were ripping teams apart to shreds. They were going at them. They were creating. For some reason, we've hit that block. And all I can come back to is the players have now returned where we're fighting for top four. When they left for injuries and stuff like that, we were challenging for a title, and it's completely just killed all momentum. Davies coming in there today. Complete drop off to Destiny Udogie. That's an area that needs to be sorted out in the summer. He was caught in no man's land I don't know how many times. He didn't know whether to go and press or whether to cover his own ass defensively because he knows he doesn't have the legs to get back. Emerson, done an all right job there, defensively. He nearly got caught once. But on the ball, again, I just felt like he wants to slow it down. A couple of little fix and tricks and it looks good.
Yeah.
And it breeds right throughout the team. But when you see your creative players doing that, it breeds out to everyone. I'll be honest, I expect an Emerson to take one touch, pass it back inside. I expect, some of the other defenders to do that. But I don't expect Maddison to do it. I don't expect Son to do it. I don't expect Kulu to do it. I felt sorry for Richarlison there today. He's going to get a hell of a lot of slack. Oh, he didn't do anything. He didn't get involved in the game. We didn't put any boxes in the ball in there for him to go and attack. There's no excuses for it. Where did he score against Man United? A header, No excuses for it. Put the balls in the box and give them something to go and attack. We didn't do that. It was just boring all around, Jack. Sorry about the rant. I'm just fuming.
Oh, I mean, I think we're at this stage of the season where these defeats are crushing because they kind of
business end
of the season. All these points are absolutely crucial, and you'll get punished by other teams who do end up doing the business and who do get the job done, and kind of forces you to bear the consequences. I think we'll find ourselves well out of top four probably out of this one. And I think we sort of, for a lot of us, saw this kind of game as a crucial game to go on a run here in order to take ourselves seriously as a top four candidate. But the way we've gone about today, and even the recent performances in general, which haven't been all that convincing, sort of do give some thought, about whether we have been or whether we are sort of that team right now this season. And also on it, I think we have a ton of reasons for it, but Spurs have just, for a variety of reasons, I think, multitude of reasons, have not just been the same team as they were at earlier stages of this season, and still trying to find a way to get back into that same sort of form. Daniel Larson saying, end the season. I can see why you feel that way, Daniel, because it's a huge punch in the gut. I think there's still there's not a ton of games left, but you'd like to think that Spurs can still be pushing for something, pushing for some European spots. I think that would still be from where I was in the beginning of this season, having no idea where we would be, where we would finish, how it would go. I'd be pretty delighted still with any sort of European football finishing. But it's just, I think you were in that boat, Daniel, where this is a punch in the gut, Dave. He's kind of just, yeah, it's deflating. It's deflating.
Again, it's a team we should be beating. We can sit here and rant and rave about Wolves, and they were good on the counter and everything else. The reality is, we had the possession, we controlled the game, and we didn't do enough. We made them look good. Look, we were where we are right now is far exceeding my expectations coming into this season. But the momentum has all of a sudden dropped off a
Yeah.
cliff, absolutely killing us, and we are struggling to get it back. And it's a bit where we were with Conte. Last year under Conte, we were in a similar position in around this time, still at top four on the hunt, but we could not gather any momentum. And I just hope at some point we can come out of this, because that is 3 points drop today. After that, you've got Villa. Then you're straight, or after that, you've got Palace. Then you're straight in away to Villa. That's going to be a top four game right there. You lose that, you're out of it. Then you've got West Ham, Newcastle, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and you've got Chelsea thrown in somewhere along them. I think that signaled the end of our top four hopes, unless we can go to them big clubs and get the results needed. But the problem with that is, if you put them in between two teams you should be beating, you say, okay, you've got a good hope. But when you play 5 big games, one after another, after another, after another, it becomes draining. It's hard. And especially if you don't get off to a good start in that run. I just feel like today we might have dropped ourselves out of that top four race with that result. And it's annoying, being brutally honest. You look at a Liverpool or a City, their players would never have got into that rut. 5-yard passes. They would have had a couple of players that would have stood up and said, I'm going to be the superstar. I'm going to be the one the fans are chanting at the end. We didn't have that today. Everyone just accepted their fate. The mentality still has work to do by Ange Postecoglou. I do think he'll do it, but he's got work to do on that mentality, especially in-game. First half, why did they have to wait, Jack, for half-time every single game? It was the same against Brentford. They have to wait for half-time to get a rollicking, to be told from Yedinak what way to approach the game, and then come out all guns blazing at the start of the second half, and then drop off again. Nowhere near good enough. They could have absolutely bottled their Champions League hopes in this game.
I think part of the reason, though, quickly, that Spurs do end up kind of losing kind of the game compared to Liverpool and other teams kind of this season, it's also because like individual mistakes that have kind of gone into this game that they just don't seem to make nearly as much. I know maybe Liverpool of recent against Arsenal made big individual mistakes, but for the most part, for these top 4 candidate teams, they just can't be making these kind of individual errors or just bad errors in the way that we did. For example, the corner, just sloppy, just really poor defending on multiple players' parts. And then in Basuma's case, when it comes to the goal conceded, when he had that bad touch and ultimately didn't track his runner. And for us to really execute Ange ball, I think, at its finest, you can't have these sort of lack of sharpness or these sort of kind of loose touches or loose passes. Even Emerson got away with one on a really loose pass at one occasion too. Just those sort of things you can't get away with as much because we're trying to play with everyone forward, and if you make those sort of loose touches or bad passes or whatever, you get duly punished at this level, and something we just have to get more used to. And it's also just punches in the gut, really. Sorry, Daniel Larson. I don't blame you. Don't blame him, my man. I don't blame him. Sorry, though. Hopefully you can chat with us, though, come Monday, my man.
Yeah.
Dark Sun G says, once again, my hopes were shattered. Sigh. Dark Sun G was chuckling to myself in a dark, sad way that maybe this was the worst outcome. I was talking about, when it comes for you, no Korean scored in this derby, and Wolves ended up winning. So I think this was the worst possible outcome for you, Dark Sun G. I apologize, my friend, and definitely not a good showing for the Korean derby. Not a good showing for Spurs fans either. I'm sorry, my man.
Yeah. Just a bad day at the office all around there. Shattered again. We always fall thorns again. Look, let's wait and see if we can beat Aston. If we beat Palace and beat Aston Villa, it might be back on. Let's wait and see, my man.
Orex beats Ange is just Conte with different tactics. F this. I think if we think Ange is Conte, then pretty much they're all just the same person, I guess, in my opinion, Orak Speeds. Well, can you see maybe where he's coming from, where Ange has similarities to Conte, or in?
I think maybe he's alluding to maybe how bored he is watching the game.
Mm.
I can only guess. Look, like I said, recent weeks we haven't been good, and
He
I do
follows
think we
up by
created
saying,
more
Ange
chances.
out, he has no plan B, F his dumb tactics. That's what he followed it up with
No,
in the super chat.
look, I understand the initial anger towards the game. I'm as angry as everybody else. In fact, I'm actually fuming, and when I finish here, I'm going to turn off the camera, and I've got a boxing machine on my wall, and I'm going to punch the living crap out of that just to sort of get my anger out. But let's not be so overreactionary here. Ange is a very, very good manager. Let's not forget the work and the turnaround that he has done to date. He's still got more to do. But I'll be honest, I actually don't blame Ange for what's going on in terms of the lack of creativity. For me, that's on the pitch. You don't need Ange to be screaming at you to go, get on the ball and, be brave, make something happen, do what you're good at, do what we pay you to do. And shouldn't have to be in their ear the whole time. That should already be routine. Madison today, very sloppy. He didn't look like he wanted to create a lot. And when he did try, it just didn't come off for him. Sonny, again, coming back inside. Kulu coming back inside. I don't blame that on Ange Postecoglou. That's decision maker of the player in that split-second decision in the game. And unfortunately, everyone went hiding today. Everyone was looking at someone else to pull them out of the bag. And look, it's been happening for quite some time. And it didn't happen today. I agree. I think it's as boring to watch as where we were under Conte at times, especially the last, 4 to 5, 6 games, especially. Hopefully, Ange will pull us out of that, and I think he will. Look, I straight early back to pre-season, Jack. I had conversations with you, and I remember having them specifically with Sean as well. The winger situation does not look right at Tottenham. The inverts and stuff like that. In the summer, everyone thought it was Harry Kane in pre-season. Oh, he's just not ours. That's why we're not creating chances. That's why, we're not taking our chances. That's why he's not involved in the game. We're seeing similarities with Richarlison today. And that's just purely to do with the players. I get if people want to say, I look at it and I'm go, okay, when you're looking at that game today, where is the obvious target we looked to target Wolves today? It didn't look like we had one. Or if we did, the players didn't execute it. But when you dominate possession like that, Andrew's done his work, then it's up to your creative players. And none of them stepped up today. None of them. They all had a bad game.
Yeah. And the players that even stepped in today on behalf of Poro, Nudogi, didn't say had their best version of themselves. I don't think this was Emerson's best performance by any means, from better performances that we've seen from him in the past. And then also in the case of Ben Davies, definitely not one of his best either. You also look at maybe even towards the end, with Basuma's mistake. He filled in for Bentancur, got his chance and made a mistake there. But Jerome here saying, look, when you have a backline of 6 players, not much you can do about it. Basuma got caught for that goal. Emerson defensively okay, but my days passing and going forward, rubbish. I think he's had much better games going forward in passing and in general, Jerome, because I could look at some periods in this season where he's actually, I don't think had a really that bad of a game at all, and actually has surprised us really with some of his on the ball ability. But this is, I'm not going to defend him too much. I just don't think this was in any ways one of Emerson's best performances, and he didn't really exactly. It's just sort of on that corner as well. I just think he was a bit guilty as well of not being one of the guys taking responsibility to go out and clear it. I think Mickey Van de Ven, Romero, Basuma, Sarr, Sonny, all of them take responsibility too, because they were kind of in the area for it, if I'm not mistaken. But Emerson, not one of his best for me. And
Yeah,
I feel like
he was disappointing.
Basuma's kind of goal, like I felt bad for him because I felt like he wasn't in any way one of the worst performers on the pitch. He was actually all right up until that point, and just got caught out with a bad sloppy touch. It was in a bad area to take that sort of touch because there was pretty much no defense left behind him, and then we just got punished for it. And he thought that there was, I guess, no runner or no Wolves player next to him. He just got kind of caught sleeping there. I feel bad for him because it was just a really bad mistake, or 2 mistakes really, from what was actually an okay game up until that point. But it's again what I referred to earlier, kind of in this sort of style of play, you get really punished when you have these kind of lapses of concentration or moments like that. You do get punished.
Look, no excusing Basuma switching off for that. All he's got to do is throw his head round the shoulder and be aware of a runner coming in, especially when Pedro Neto pulls that ball back. The first instinct he has to do is look around him. He doesn't do that. That's absolutely pathetic from him. And, unfortunately, it overshadows, some of the okay passing he done, some of the okay industrious work he done in midfield.
Yeah, exactly.
It overshadows that, and he's got himself to blame. Only himself to blame in that regard. Look, you're on about the 6 players, it's hard to break them down. Look, it was 11 at times, they had 11 players behind the ball. I agree with you, it's very hard to break down, Jerome. Absolutely spot on. But Man City come up against the same thing most weeks. So
every
do
team
Liverpool.
has to deal with it.
But they find the answers. When we play with possession, every team is going to set up like that mostly, and then it's about us finding the answers to break them down. We didn't do that today. And I'd argue we didn't even try. How many decent boxes did we actually put in the box? Balls. We didn't. Anytime the ball went out wide, we spoke about this even under Conte, when teams set up against back 5 with wing backs. You get the ball through the middle, get it out wide nice and quick, you get it out to your winger, you one touch on the outside or the inside, deliver the box, keep them guessing, create havoc. We didn't do that. We played everything safe in front of them all game long. I got so bored, even I was, you can predict where, another 5-yard ball, another 5-yard ball, everyone looking pretty. And then what happens? We get picked off on the counter. We can't do that. At least if you try, at least if you're trying to put balls in the box, at least if you're asking your players, get on the ball, run at them, try and take them off, pop shots off from the edge of the box. How many shots did we have from the edge of the box today even? You know what I mean? Yeah. I get it's hard to break down, but I don't think we've done anywhere near enough to test them or to ask questions. And let's be brutally honest, Brentford scored 2 against them during the week or last weekend. They could break them down. We couldn't. We just didn't try. Everyone had an off day today. Absolutely everybody. And I hear what you're saying, but for me, it's not an excuse. I could sit here and say, okay, it's one of them days if we genuinely knocked on the door and tried, but we didn't. And that's exactly why I can't sit here and give them that excuse today.
I agree with that point that you made right exactly there, where it is frustrating and it is difficult to break down these really organized, really well drilled Wolves backlines and organized low defensive lines, but every team has to deal with it, and we did not make nearly as good of an effort as we could have, or as you see other teams try to when trying to break down these sort of teams, and just was sloppy from us. Just didn't deserve it. Yeah. Big up, Jerome. I hope you're keeping well though this weekend, my man. Really appreciate you, sir. The Big D saying Basuma doesn't look ours for months now. Gutted Man United will catch us if we don't improve and be more direct. We allow teams to get set defensively. I'll take the first part here on this one, the Big D. I'm a little worried as well that we're going to kind of fall into that, because there's that gap, right, between the top 4, it feels like, and this kind of set of teams beneath it that are like 7, 6, 8 points sort of behind that. And I am a little worried we're going to fall into those bracketed teams. I think Man United fall into it. I believe Brighton, if I'm not mistaken, are kind of in there. Aston Villa sort of keep, looking like they're going to fall into it at some stage. It's hard to know. But Spurs seem to look kind of more like one of those teams at this moment in time, where they're good on their day and they really can hurt you on their day, and they can be an exciting team, but nowhere near as consistent as some of the other teams that I think are at the top of the table right now. And then Dave, he's saying we allow teams to get set defensively if we don't improve and be more direct.
100%, Jack, that's one of my biggest frustrations, When we had one breakaway, for instance, the ball went to Maddison. It is simple. One touch, whip it on the outside of the runner, and you're in. What does he do? A little trick, a little flick, and he gives away the ball, chips it up in the air, slows down the momentum in the attack. Romero, frustrated me today. Really frustrated me. How many touches does he need on the ball to pass it to Emerson? He's 10 yards in front of him. It should be one touch, bang. 3 touches, because he wants to draw players out. But when the opposition game plan isn't to come out, then you've got to switch. You can't keep, this is the normal game plan. At some point, you have to have a bit of football intelligence about you and go, okay, they're not pressing me today. Bam, it's got to be one touch, move the ball. Everyone is too slow. They're all routine stuck in that one game plan, draw them out, and that's why it gets so slow. When the teams are sitting up 11 men behind the ball, their game plan is not to press. So that means it's got to be done quick. Højbjerg came on, notable difference. One touch forward, one touch out wide, stretched the play, tried near the end, nearly ended up getting the equaliser. It's not rocket science. It
Yeah.
really isn't rocket science. And this is what I keep talking about, Jack. The intelligence on the pitch. Why do they have to wait for half time to be told what to do? Why do they have to wait for a late substitution to come on and be told what to do? How's no one figuring this out with in game? There's no in game intelligence, and it drives me mad. At times, we know teams the way they're set up. They get up the pitch. We take the ball off them. We're so slow at passing it out. We actually allow them to get back. He's spot on. We allow them to get back and sit in shape. Got to be more streetwise. And the thing is, let's not pretend some of these players haven't heard that from a Jose, haven't heard that from a Conte,
Yeah.
and I'd argue haven't even heard that from an Ange Postecoglou. He spoke about being streetwise before, and they're just not taking it on board.
Big D, I think you spoke a lot of sense there, and I think Dave definitely agrees with you on a lot of it. Appreciate you, sir, and thank you for the support today as well, my man. Al Ben, thank you for the support today too. And he says, Ange says we won't change. I hope this is not it because we are getting more ineffective, especially wingbacks when teams clog the middle and counter. When it comes to wingbacks, let me know, Al Ben. You can put it in the chat or something. But if I'm guessing correctly, you might be referring to the opposition wingbacks. Because if we're on the same page here, would say teams that have had this kind of deep lying, deep set back three with wingbacks that they can use to exploit kind of the wide areas, because we do leave it open for teams to exploit to hit it down those channels. And if it's a winger or if it's a wingback, they can run in behind, and there's a lot of space to sort of stretch us and force us into difficult defending kind of situations. And I think that's something that has been kind of taken advantage of recent. But it does feel like Spurs just haven't been as effective when it comes to going forward. I saw a comment from Tyler in the chat, Al Ben, saying that we're not even trying anything at times, like not even going for, a pass in behind or looking to play somebody that's making a run, off of a center back. Just all seems way too predictable with how Spurs are trying to play right now. And teams are also making us play pretty predictable because they're just clogging up the middle, like you say there. But Dave, Ange is saying we won't change, and Al Ben feels like he can't really say that, or he should think about it differently.
I think that quote is taken out of sort of context. I think that quote is to do with we're not going to change the way we approach the game going into every game in terms of wanting to be on the ball, wanting to play our way. I think that's what he means by I'm not going to change that approach. For instance, when City come calling, he ain't going to change the way we try to play out from the back and build up and stuff. And I agree with that. But I can tell you now, what we're doing going forward is far from what he was getting his players to do at Celtic. Far from it. And on that regard, the way he sets up, the way we want to dominate possession, it gets us into that final third. After that, he can't. He doesn't have time to stop the game. It's not NFL where he can call a timeout and give them an instructions board and say this is how you do it. At some point, you got to look at the players and say, "Come on, guys." Yeah. If Madison was genuinely trying to break them down, if Son wasn't all, I'd say, "Okay." It just wasn't our day. They weren't even trying, and for me, that's on the personnel out there. Andrew's tactics and everything else gets us to where we need to be. After that, it's just the stupid mistakes we make on the football pitch that come back to kill us. And I think that's probably what he means by that comment, Al Ben, rather than, I'm not going to change the way we look to attack and all this sort of jazz. I think that quote is slightly taken a bit out of context at times.
Appreciate your support today, Al Ben. Hopefully you're having a good weekend, though, my man, and we can move on from
Change your picture back, because since you changed it, we've been awful.
Kamikaze saying, are we forgetting we were missing two of the players that have played the majority this season? They aren't just backs. They aren't just fullbacks. They both create chances as well. Come on, you Spurs.
I hear that. Do you know what, for me? But we always do this. Before that, it was, we're missing Son. Before that, we're missing Madison. We're missing this player. Injuries are part and parcel of football. We have to understand that. I agree with them to an extent that the difference they do make, because it's such a drop-off in quality in terms of some of the players coming in to replace them. I agree with that 100% to that regard. But if you're relying on a Doji If we're saying we couldn't create because of a Doji and Porro, we've got problems. What we paying Madison to do? What we paying
Yeah.
Son to do? Richarlison, for me, I'm not using that as an excuse. Defensively, they probably would have been, especially down that left hand side, would have been a lot better. Going forward on the right hand side with Porro there, massive difference in terms of on the ball with Dan Emerson, which I completely get. But it's a squad game, and that just tells me if we're constantly using these as excuses, then some of the players that we spend our time arguing over, oh, they'll be a good squad player, they ain't then, are they? At some point, other players have to step up when others are out injured. The moment Son doesn't step up, no one does. It's not good enough. I'm sorry. I get the general point you're trying to make, but again, for me,
Yeah.
if we're blaming this because of a Doji and Porro, we've got massive problems.
Yeah, I get I totally understand the point that you are making, Kamikaze, but I'm on the same lines here with Dave, where players in these situations then need to step up and kind of take more responsibility then for what will be missed, and some of the creativity and some of the general play that guys like Pedro Porro and Destiny Udogie will bring. We shouldn't be relying on world class performances or master classes from Ben Davies or Emerson Royale, when they step in. What we actually should be expecting more is a better game than more responsibility taken on from players like Madison, players like Kulusevski, other players in the team, maybe in the game as well, like Sonny and Richarlison really ahead of this one, then just didn't really get that as much in this game. So I definitely see the point, though, that you are trying to make for sure.
And I'm not arguing that they're missed. Of course, you're absolutely 100% Kamikaze. They are missed. But would they have done anything different to be able to open up that Wolves game? I'm not so sure. We suffered the same problem in the first game out as well. Look, we have to get to the point where we can't keep making excuses. This player's missing, that player's missing. Man City dealt with it the best they could without De Bruyne, and now De Bruyne is back. Look, they look like they're going on to win the Premier League again. You have to be able to handle these games with injuries. It has to happen at some point. And the only way that's going to happen is by keep filtering out the squad players. And unfortunately, in that area, we're just going to have to give it time. Nothing you can do when the window ain't open.
Appreciate your support, Kamikaze.
Yeah.
Really do. The bottom Duda, appreciate your support, sir. Good to see you back as well. He says, we played almost a 2-2-2-4 at times between the 60th and the 85th minute, and yet we couldn't do anything with it. They soaked all the pressure and hit us on the break, and yet I enjoyed their style more. Don't get me wrong about him, dude. I'm actually a big fan of Gary O'Neill. I've said that on a few times today, and I think he's a very smart manager and is somebody that has already this season and last season embarrassed, I think, plenty of people. He even embarrassed us under an Antonio Conte last season, right? He gave us very good games, both away from home and at home. Actually beat us at home for Bournemouth, if I'm not mistaken. So he's given us plenty of good games, this Gary O'Neill guy, and he's embarrassed us on a couple occasions and done it once again here. When it comes to Spurs in that sort of shape, yeah, believe me, like it can be exploited when we are playing that high up the pitch, when we are trying to put that much aggression on the opponent. If they do soak up the pressure well enough, and if we don't execute certain runs or certain passes, or just have this genuine kind of like what we've been saying, lack of ambition or lack of, invention really on the ball, then teams are just going to, once they collect it, are just going to look to hit us down the flanks and punish us. And some teams have been better at it than others, at embarrassing us and punishing us with it. But Wolves had done a very good job of it today. They really have.
I just struggle to give Wolves any praise, being brutally honest. I think we just played into their hand.
You didn't think it was
I'm
even
just
their
gonna
best
leave it at that.
performance?
I'm not going to
Yeah.
get into an argument with anyone over it. People can see things the way they want to. I get it. And there's a lot more people that think like you. Wolves were excellent. Not you, Jack, but people out there in
No,
general.
like you don't think it
feel
was
that
even
we're-
their best performance you've seen from them? Yeah.
I just feel like, we just played into their hands personally. But look, like I said, I'm going to move on. I ain't going to bother arguing with anyone over that today.
I appreciate your support to Bottom Dude, though. Really do. And
Yeah,
believe me, I
big
don't
up
think
the
you're
bottom.
wrong. It probably did look like a 2-2-2-4 at times. That's probably not.
He surprised me. I thought he was going to put in a super chat about Conte or something like that.
Orox Beat saying, Dark Sun G saying, if we had Udogie and Poro, we might have won. Unlucky. Sorry, actually, no. I think this is Orox Beats again. Saying, or no, sorry, I think we did. We combined that from earlier. Big up to Oryx Beats. We do have a couple others to get to But Dark Sun G saying if we had Udogi and Poro, we might have won. Unlucky for us. Similar to, I think you're probably in agreement then with Kamikaze. I'm assuming that Dark Sun G that we're kind of undervaluing, underrating kind of the loss of Udogi and Poro. Don't get me wrong, like we could have really used them in a variety of ways. Udogi's ball carrying kind of through the midfield, takes players on, takes risks with it that we kind of need, makes good runs, I think, kind of beyond the winger, where Davies at times, like some of the runs that he makes, like I get it, he's trying, but it's not like a realistic player that you're actually going to want to try to play him behind into those areas. And then even too, like in possession, he's not going to take the risks that Udogi would take, right? And when it comes to Pedro Porro, sometimes we do miss him when it comes to the set pieces. I'm not sure if Madison was as effective when it came to some of the balls into the box or maybe the set pieces today as sometimes Pedro Porro can be. And then we also know his ability in possession and plenty of moments too. But it's just one of those, Dark Sun G. Just needed other players to step up, though, in their absence.
I just feel like if you're so heavily reliant on your fullbacks, you've got problems.
Yeah. And then Oryx...
I do get the... Just to clear it up, though, I do get the point everyone's making. Doji, an assist and a goal there in recent weeks. Porro, set piece taker, creativity, although he's been off the boil the last few weeks. But then we need to be asking more of the wingers of Madison. What the fuck are they doing then? If Doji and Porro is such a huge loss, I do get the idea. I do get the point that's being made. I just feel like we've got problems if we miss them that badly. If we can't score a goal without them.
And then Oryx Beat saying 0 effing in-game tactics, both Ange and from the players. In terms of in-game tactics, maybe making a change or making a switch. Certain games I've seen Ange actually clearly address something that he's seen that teams are exploiting or something that Spurs are doing wrong. I can recall a game where I believe Man City was one of the games, if I'm not mistaken, where he really did make a fundamental change like at halftime to what they were doing with Kyle Walker. And we ended up playing very well in that second half. Just didn't end up, I think, getting the win or really getting over the line in that way. But other games, too, I could think of where Ange has made in-game sort of tweaks or whatever, brought on players like Højbjerg, sometimes to make a huge impact. But Dave, maybe today Ange got it wrong, tactics, or at least didn't make the changes necessary in-game?
Look, I think he tried to make the changes, He made subs. Look, the in-game changes, he made subs. It's not his fault Brennan Johnson's just way off it. Werner, I already highlight what I think the problem would be with bringing him in here in the first place. We brought on Bentancur. He's back from a long-term injury, not at his best. He made changes to try and affect the game. He even hauled off Madison and brought on Højbjerg. And funny enough, that had more of an impact than some of the earlier substitutions. But he tried. Again, I come back to the quality of the squad overall. The players that stepped in for Porro and Doji today, Emerson, okay, defensively going forward, it's a huge drop-off. Davies is a huge drop-off in both areas. The substitutions we brought on didn't impact the game, but Ange tried in that regard. So, look, for me, Ange spoke about this. It's the same way he sits back. It's more about letting the players take the ownership because, being brutally honest, a lot of this same squad didn't like it when Conte tried to take ownership of the situation or Jose and it was coming from them. So he's gone with a different route. Okay, you take ownership of the situation. And the in-game, go back to Brentford. Madison. Every time he kept on going straight down the middle even though it was blocked up. I sat there during the game, fat Irish lad like me. Said, why does he keep doing that when the space is out wide? It's so obvious. Second half, ball's out wide, we go and win the game. If Madison's leading the creativity from the charge, from that midfield, I'll put a lot of it on him, being brutally honest. Because you're going to keep doing the same thing and it's still not working. At what point are you going to have any game intelligence to go, okay, I might switch this up? I'm being brutally honest. You don't need Ange Postecoglou to shout that to you from the sideline. If you're a professional footballer and you've been in the game as long as Madison has, since he's a child, I'm sorry, you should know that.
Mm-hmm. And then Oryx Beats following up by saying, Son was shite today. Matters was too. Overrated fodder. I don't think. I mean, maybe in your opinion, they're overrated. Oryx. Personally, I think Sonny's still our best player in this team. I think Madison probably closely falls behind that. Just they weren't the players we needed them to be. They weren't playing like our best players today in that regard, and the way that we needed them to step up, to lead us, and as well, kind of when team is starting to lose that sharpness, lose that confidence in the way they play. Guys like that usually step up, and I think Sonny usually does, and Madison usually does too. But in this game, just they didn't. They didn't end up separating themselves from the rest of the pack when it came to some of the sloppiness, or not even always sloppiness. I'd say more of that was the case in Madison, kind of the sloppiness, but taking initiative, taking a hold of the game, taking a grip of the game, making something happen, and taking an individual moment. Like these guys, you can usually rely on them sort of for that individual brilliance as well. And Kulusevski even had it with his goal, a bit of individual brilliance for that goal. Just didn't have that as much from Sonny or Matters, but for me, not overrated. Sorry, I know that's your opinion, Orox, but not for me. Sorry.
Look, I know. I think he's just angry, and you know what? Look, I think you've every right to be angry. I'm as angry as you are, and I know Jack is as well. Jack said it at the start. He was, deflated and angry. But look, I get the anger, but not everything's shit, right? I'm just as annoyed as you, but not everything's crap. We still have good things to work off. Look, Son was disappointing today. But he did try at times, and I feel like sometimes there's no one on his wavelength, that can do that 1-2 with him that he needs sometimes,
Where some of those crosses were put into a good area, just no one was there, right? And it felt like he even looked up as well, and there's just no one there. Like some of those he was zipped in the first half, just crying out for somebody to put their head on it.
Yeah.
Really, sorry.
Yeah, and as for Matters, I mean, he's been useless since he's come back. I keep saying in the predicted lineup, I'm waiting for him to conduct the orchestra. Right now, he's just the triangle player.
That's a great analogy. Jerome, with the super chat, started the season, no one would be putting us in that position. Losing Harry Kane, and we are still dare to say Ange out on his and we still dare to say Ange out on his first season. Does some fan base think we are Real Madrid?
We
Jerome,
want to be Real
to be
Madrid.
honest, I think Spurs fans, we are massive because Spurs get so many wide range of opinions when it comes to this fan base. I think that's because there's just such a huge fan base here that everybody has various expectations, goals, principles, when it comes to this club. And I think we find ourselves struggling to identify with, what's expecting too much, what's expecting too little. It's kind of part of being a Spurs fan because I think we sort of fall in that bracket of kind of a club where we can easily punch with the best of the clubs, easily punch with the rest, and compete with the rest. But then there are times, and historically in the last 20 years, just find a way to slip away from that and bottle it really in plenty of occasions. And then we find ourselves feeling like maybe we should look at it a bit more slowly, a bit more over time. I think it's just one of those things with Spurs fans. They just are all over the spectrum on it really when it comes to expectations and everything. And I don't blame them because of how good we can be and how good we have been at times, where we showed very much like this season flashes of brilliance that you would think could be built on and could be used, and you could actually see manifest in a trophy or something like that. So I can see why Spurs fans get all over the place on it. But he is right, Dave. Losing Harry Kane, everything that's happened ahead of this season, got to keep faith in Ange, I think is really what Jerome is saying.
Oh, look, I'm going to address that now in just 1 second. Just on what you were saying there, Jack, just quickly on the first part. I mean, the problem is, at times we can look like Real Madrid. On our day, we can beat anybody. But the problem is we can also lose to anybody, and we just don't know what Tottenham team are going to turn up on that day. And I think that's where the frustration largely comes into it. And it's been like that my whole lifetime. At some point we have to start putting consistency together and turning that into something. Because if you can beat anybody on your day, there's always that something. There's something there that you can use to run with. As for the Ange out, look, let's put our logical hats on here. Let's take away the loss for a minute. I know it's hard because we're all absolutely fuming and there's steam coming off our ears. But is sacking Ange Postecoglou, or not campaigning, but putting Ange out ever, is that realistically the logical solution to this? Because a massive part of the problem is that since Pochettino, we haven't kept the manager in the dugout for one full season.
Mm,
And that continuous
becoming a
rotation,
Watford.
you will never ever get a squad to where you want to be under a manager. You will never ever get this pattern of play to where you want it to be under a manager. At the first sign of trouble, you're willing to pull the plug. If Liverpool done that with Jurgen Klopp, would they have won a Champions League, Club World Cup, FA Cup, League Cup, and a Premier League? No, they wouldn't. But they stuck true. I remember they lost to West Brom and they were over there at the fans at the end of the game or a draw like that. And every Liverpool, like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's Liverpool Football Club doing that. But they didn't pull the trigger. They back clock continuously, and it kept on getting better and better and better. And if they didn't have Man City to compete with, they'd have more Premier League titles to their name as well. So look, this is a rough patch, and unfortunately, we just have to suck it up and ride with it. As frustrating as annoying it is, sacking the manager is not the answer. It's nowhere near the answer. Doubling down, keeping Ange Postecoglou and going again in the summer and filtering, bringing in more players that are suited to his system and filtering out more of the older squad players that aren't. Hopefully next season, when we do carry injuries and stuff like that, you don't see the drop-off in performances or results that kill momentum, and that's the problem. When we get into the middle part of the season, when the games come thick and fast, the injuries completely derail us, and it's been like that under Jose Mourinho. We fell off around December when it started happening. Under Conte last year, we fell off around October, November when the injuries started creeping in. And under Pochettino, he got sacked in and around that same time. And the reason why is because we don't have the squad depth to compete. We roll out average Joes, we get turned over, all of a sudden the big dogs come back, and they're like, all right, title race. No, sorry, where have you been? We're now actually just campaigning, trying to compete for top 8, and they're scratching their heads going, what the fuck? I guarantee you, if we were still up and around a title charge, then players would have came back a lot more sharper, a lot more hungrier. But the momentum always gets killed when we rely on the squad. And we keep making this mistake that we blame the manager. Now today, granted, we got a lot of our best players back. No excuse in that regard. But the damage was done in the 10 to 13 games, and I tried saying that on that run that time. But because we were winning some and losing, some people were going, oh, but Dave, they're doing the best we can. But I warn people, this will be the knock-on effect of it. And unfortunately, my worst realities or my worst fears are bloody coming true. It's not Ange Postecoglou. You got to keep him, back him, and make that squad his. When that squad is fully his, then we can sit here and criticise and pull Postecoglou apart.
Well said. Jerome, really well said as well in your super chat there. Really appreciate the support as well, my man. And let's just try to put this one behind us, but it's going to be hard to. I think there are a lot of question marks that do have to be answered out of this game, and a lot of ones that will come out of it for sure, man. Big up to you, Jerome. Appreciate you, but the faith is definitely here with me and Dave when it comes to Ange Postecoglou. Al Ben saying, I actually meant earlier that the wingbacks are ineffective when the middle is clogged up and out of positioning, and then they're caught out of position in the counter. Will he change it if this is not working? I agree with you on also the initial part there, where at times having those fullbacks tuck that far in field, and then we already have like a Sarr and a Madison kind of standing in there too, it does sort of lead to a bit of congestion in there that where players don't feel like they can pick up, maybe spaces, with freedom because there already is somebody else standing there. There already is somebody else kind of moving in that area. And then it can feel a bit clogged up. It can feel a bit like nobody really wants to move then for it, or no one really wants to, make these kind of these moves off the ball to show for it. And I agree with you. At times we do look a bit clogged up in possession. That's also probably because of the way the other team is playing. They force us to maybe look a bit more clogged up in possession. But Dave, I mean, he's kind of saying, will Ange Postecoglou change this? Because he's also pointing out that we do get caught out on the counterattack when these players get caught so inverted and caught so far in field.
I think it's something we might change going into next season, because I also feel like when you play Pedro Porro, especially, first of all, let's distinguish. Pedro Porro's inversion is completely different to Destiny Udogi's inversion. Destiny Udogi makes inverted runs. Pedro Porro comes in as a centre midfielder. There's a huge difference there on of the way we ask them to invert. We get away with it with Pedro Porro because he's a dogged little fucker and he's also very technically good. If you don't have that, you cause yourself problems. But Porro is so good at crossing the ball, so good at shooting a ball. I feel like at times I'd love to see him overlap Kulu on the right-hand side Absolutely love it. Help him out a bit more. Get the ball to him. Let him deliver in. He's got a sweet foot. Potentially that side I'd look to change. But then if you do, you'll have to sacrifice one of the midfielders and get him to sit in front of that defence and task him with not going forward. However, but in a way, even if you ask him to go forward and overlap, you're still going to get caught out. Let's not pretend we're not going to get caught out. We're still going to get caught out if we lose the ball in the forward positions and he's caught further up the field. Of course he is. Adoji, I have no problem with. He's able to handle that, no problem. Even though he gets far. How many times has he actually been caught out this season? Very little. So I'm okay with him. When it comes to Pedro Porro, I'm still okay with it, but I personally, for selfish reasons going forward, I think we could utilise him a lot more, and maybe that one I'd look to change a little. But I will warn, if you change that, you're going to sacrifice one of your midfielders.
I think the inverted fullbacks really works for us and gives us a different dynamic than, a lot of teams. And it's something that you see some of the best managers using, right? You see Klopp using it with Trent. You see Pep Guardiola use it, I think, with different fullbacks as he's had at the time. It is a common tactic, but I actually agree with some of the negatives or some of the counters to it, right? Where we do look a bit clogged up at times. And then also as well, we do get hurt on the counters. I think it's a valid point that Alben brings up there for sure. Adrian Chia says, question, will Paint Stripper remove a name from a jersey? He's referring to the Basuma third kit, if I'm not mistaken. Adrian, like I said, felt bad for Basuma because didn't think he was in any way part of the worst player, kind of bracket. And he was playing actually all right up until that point. It just was a really bad mistake. It's just two bad mistakes. Bad time to give away the possession, bad sort of idea to take that touch, didn't even execute then the touch properly. Also then after that, didn't look to see if there's anyone around him when he was making the effort to track back. It was sloppy on his part. I'm going to keep the faith in Basuma, though. Continue to just keep the faith in him. There is a brilliant player in there, and he was playing well up until that point. Still has the best hair in the team, too, Adrian Chia, so there's that to consider. I wouldn't give up on him yet, my man. Listen, I was doing those Richie runs when Richie was at his worst as well, so there's that to think of. Big up to Adrian.
If Basuma wants to take his game from where he's at to where he could be, he has to drop them moments of lapsing concentration. He's almost prone to one every single game, and whether it's being caught and dispossessed or whether it's switching off and not following a runner. And there's a couple of games earlier on in the season where he let runners run in and never followed them whatsoever as well. This isn't the first time he has been caught like this, by the way. It's not the first time this season. Problem with him is trying to keep him concentrated for the full 90 minutes. Stop, it's like he's so good at times that it's almost like he finds the games too easy, and then he ends, and that's where that moment comes from, and it overshadows all some of the good stuff he does do. So if he wants to take his game to that next level, drop them moments and lapses in concentration.
Big up, Adrian Chia. Rob Frank says the myth that we play good football has been dispelled. Never thought it was this bad under Antonio Conte. Don't think it's to do with Ange, but it has to do more with a lack of quality. For me, I just don't think we showed the quality that I feel like we do have today, Rob Frank. I'm not sure if that's as much to do with the tactics. I think that has more to do with the individual players. I think Sonny is a brilliant, if not world-class player that just didn't show it to the same degree that I know he can. I think he made really good runs that were ignored. I think he did put in some delicious balls, but if I were to be a bit harsh and a bit critical, I'd say he could have tried to just take a bit more onus on the game, just kind of demand the ball, ask for it to be played to him, try to make something happen on more of an individual kind of level, because sometimes you just need to do that when you are one of the best players, if not the best player in the team. Madison, I'd say the exact same thing for, probably with less sort of harshness or more harshness. I just think that's more true with Madison. Really should have taken on more responsibility in the game when he did have opportunities to make something happen. Just didn't execute it really as sharply or as well as we know he can. And I think some of the quality of these players that I know is in there just didn't see it really on the day. Even Emerson, I know he's not like a top player or anything. He played much worse than I know he can. Much worse than I know he can. And I'd say that with some other players too in the game today. Even Basuma's kind of bad moment there, right? We know that he is a brilliant player, just had a bad moment there. And even the corner that we conceded, just a bad moment. from just players that we know can do a lot better than that.
Look, I am bored watching the football because of the lack of creativity with it. 100%. I'm with you on that. And look, I actually think I think Conte got a rough ride.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
he instructed his players not to go and press, to sit back and soak up the pressure. I get that. But people go on like he tried to play Allardyce ball. He didn't. Go back and watch the games. He tried to play out from the back. But when you've got moon boots hitting the ball into the stands, Ben Davies doing what he done in times today, and you can't play out the consistency, it affected with how good we were getting out. But when we did, it worked and we scored goals. People go on like we didn't score any goals under Conte. We did. Problem is we couldn't keep them out. Now we're in a problem where we can't score enough goals and we can't keep them out. Look, Ange ball is fine. Me personally, I enjoy being on possession. I enjoy going hunting possession. That's the way I want to play. Being in ball and hunting the ball. That's the way I want to play. But my God, when we do get the ball, please stop doing what Barcelona used to do. This tippy-tappy shit. I used to turn them on in the Champions League and fall asleep on the couch. It was that boring. Go out and be killers. Because when you don't, we get caught up the other end. When are they going to learn this lesson? The thing is, Ange ball is good. There's just little bits and pieces that need to be ironed out, sorted out, and we're away. Just get it back to where we were the first 10 games of the season. Get that back.
Yeah, exactly right. We have not been the pleasing on the eye, easy on the eye team nearly as much of recent, though, Rob Frank, and that's where you're exactly right there, for sure. That kind of reputation for Spurs does need to be kind of checked, or does need to be kind of looked at a bit differently, at least of recent, for sure. And then the Purple Ranger, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support here. It's actually looks to be your first, so thank you very much. Thank you for the support. And he says the only thing we should take away from this is the need to add fullback depth. You can't play Ange ball with Emerson and Davies as fullbacks. Purple Ranger, I think a lot of people in the chat will agree with you there when it comes to both of those guys. Me personally, I've always been kind of on the train that defends Emerson kind of more than other people do. I'll hold my hands up today and say that I think it was not as nearly as good of a performance as I know he can put in. My only argument against it, to what you're saying, is just that Emerson has put in really fine shifts this season where we have relied on him and had asked him to put in a good shift for us in whatever position, it may be, left back, center back, right back. And for the most part, he has done that. And whether that means, like in your eyes, he actually deserves a spot for the long term, maybe up for debate, right? And maybe a certain sort of a worthy debate, actually. But I don't think it's someone that I would drag through the mud really after this, just because he has put in a lot of fine shifts for us before, has put in a lot of good performances when we really kind of were counting on him too in order for us to get any sort of result at all. With Davies, me personally, I just don't think he's ever going to really serve you as a left back. Like, his days in that position are just gone. He's never going to put in a convincing enough performance for me in that position. Emerson, me personally, I know he can do better, but I feel like probably a lot of people in the chat would agree with you there.
Look, I'm not even going to grade too much. How many times have I said Davies isn't good enough for this club? But the problem is he comes out with one worldie within, a 2-month period, and all of a sudden everyone goes on about how good he is and wants to keep him around. And then that's the result of it. At some point, you just got to offload him. I put him in the category with Dyer and everybody else for a reason. And he needs to go. And I think that will happen. I think the reason why he stayed around is because he's more for the club than what a Dyer and Hugo Lloris were. They had their own ambitions, their own aims. Davies is the sort of guy, even if reason why he gets on with it is because he knows he's not good enough to be here. But is that the barometer we should be measuring to keep him here? No, it's not. Get rid of him. Get a guy in that can offer you at least half the technical ability that Doji can. At least just half of it. As for Emerson, I'm actually okay to keep him around as a squad player. I think he's a pretty decent squad player in general. Yeah. Does he cost you the goals that Davies does? No, he doesn't. So defensively, I can rely on him. Today, going forward, not his best whatsoever. I thought he was very piss poor on the ball today, pissing about on the ball.
Yeah.
That has to change. And all that is someone that needs to get in his ear. Emerson, when you get the ball, can you just be a bit more direct? I think it'd actually make you look like a better player. That's all that is. But Emerson, I'm okay to keep around. Davies, I've had for too many years. He's always been a backup, and he's always never been good enough. And we always lose when he's played. Tired putting a comment earlier on. As soon as I seen Davies on the team sheet, I felt like we were going to lose. How many other people can say the same thing? I felt the same. I
Yeah,
felt like he could cost us the dead as soon as I'd seen it.
yeah,
Jack, you said it. As
yeah,
soon as he's on the team sheet, you're like, that's an area of weakness. They're going to exploit that.
sure.
So for me, that says everything. Get him gone. He's not at fault, and don't get me wrong. I know the Davies defenders will say, "Oh, you're blaming him for today." I'm not blaming him solely for today. But every time he plays, it's just a massive drop off in quality, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah, and we do need fullback depth, like especially in the left back position going into the summer. Purple Ranger. I think I even put out a video where I looked at kind of Anthony Robinson and Ryan Nuri. I think are two great players that we could look at as backups for Udoji. I think everyone would agree with you in that sort of department. Really appreciate the support as well. And then Dropkick Kurt Teacher says this team lacks defensive integrity every single week. I think we have vulnerability where we can get hurt on the counter, and we have that vulnerability where the way we play opens up and gives people chances to hurt us. I would say though, like players like Romero, Van de Ven, Vicario of recent, for me, Kurt, I think they've been fine. Like I think they've been playing well. Like Van de Ven has saved us on plenty of occasions. For the most part, Romero, I know he had that one part against Everton, right, where probably could have done a lot better and did contribute to the drop points. But for the most part, Romero's been terrific. I think Vicario, once again, like, yeah, he's been exposed on set pieces a little, but really has been terrific. It just maybe sometimes the nature of how we do try to play does leave some vulnerabilities at times. And when we lose possession from the midfielders being a bit sloppy in bad areas or other players, we'll get punished for it. But I actually think our defenders have dealt with some of the fires as best they can for the most part of recent. They really have.
Look, do you know what? It's just more so the set pieces for me. That's my
Yeah, true.
issue with
Set
the
pieces.
defense.
Yeah.
That's really my biggest issue. I accept when you want to play on the front foot football in the opposition half, your centre backs are going to be exposed. Man Cities are exposed when they play the way they do, right? But what you got to do is then, I think we actually deal with that exposure the way they're exposed actually pretty well. To be brutally honest, I actually think we deal with it very well. But it's the basics of defending that I think we get let down on. That corner kick that came in today. I'm sorry, maybe I'm just old school, but I grew up in an era where you had four players of the same team clawing at each other to be the one to go and win that ball and be the hero from that situation. We don't have that in this squad. They're all just sit there looking at it, all right, who's going to go and win that? Just like they do going forward, who's going to be the one to try and create something going to happen? They're all waiting for someone else to do it. No one wants to take ownership. And you stop them set piece goals, we're probably about 10 more points on the board. You know what I mean? You're talking about a different season altogether. You talk about being in a title challenge. So it's just them little bits that I think we improve on them. You tighten that up dramatically, and I don't think it's as much of a contentious talking point. But again, first 10 games, keeping clean sheets, keeping teams down to a minimum. Injuries, squad players come in, defence goes pot, and we can't get it back to where it once was. But look, just deal with the set pieces, deal with the easiest bits of defending, free kicks into the box where you actually have time to get yourself into the right position. You should not be conceding. Sort them out, and I'm okay with the back line. Bit more strength and depth behind the Doji, another centre back. I'm okay. I think we're all right. I think we're going in the right area in that department.
Yeah. Kurt, we'll try to find a way through this, man. We'll try to get out of this. We'll try to lock things up. But really appreciate your support today. Really appreciate everybody today for picking us as your watch-along destination. Yet again, another roller coaster, but this one pretty much a slow-winding, boring, depressing roller coaster. This game was. Try to bounce back and try to find a way in the next one, but we do have a bit of a break, if I'm not mistaken. As well, so really would have liked to grab the win here. And question marks will be asked about our top four validity, as well as even some of the tactics, some of the players on an individual basis as well. Plenty of question marks certainly to take from this one. Also kind of look at, areas in the summer that we can look to improve, especially like in the fullback areas and whatnot. But everybody, if you can for us, smash the like button on the way out. And I think we've kind of talked our heart's content, really. To the most part, really great support, really great comments as well. I must say, in a lot of the super chats, because I feel like you guys covered a lot of probably what Dave and I would have
Yeah.
covered anyway, kind of on the game, really. I think we
Yeah.
had some good rants, Dave and I, in the very beginning before we went to the chat and everything, but you guys also covered a lot of parts of the game in a really good way. Yeah.
Look, thank you everyone for tuning in and that, and your continued support as always really does mean a lot, and I really do appreciate it. Look, when we lose, we don't do our Twitter reacts for it. It's just like piling shit on top of shit if you have to go and do that after you lose. So don't expect that. We'll be back with Lone Report Monday along with a fan show as well. But look, I do urge Spurs fans, as gutted as we are, as hurt as we are, and it looks like that's a killer blow to the top four hopes. Let's not overreact. I'm still Anjin. Anjin! Come on, you Spurs. And look, in the mighty hands we trust. Let's see where we go. We've got 2 weeks to sort this shit out. Hopefully we come back as a new team, Jacko.
Yeah, exactly right. In the big end, we trust. We never stop, everybody. Thanks for picking us once again. And we'll see you Monday for all the upcoming content. Come on, you Spurs. See you, everybody.
Come on, you Spurs.